Hello, greetings everyone. Happy Wednesday, as they say, happy hump day. I hope you've had a great week. Um, I hope it's not too cold, and if it is, I hope you're keeping warm. Thank you once again for joining me. This is your girl, Omoyes Connor. Um, Thank you for your support. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Natu is the first. Yeah. Natu, now you be first. Oh my God. Welcome, welcome. Hello, highly favored. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Fab Starly. Long time, Fab. It feels like it's been a while since I saw you, Fab Starly. Hey, Cynthia. Oluwa Cynthia, according to Natu. Oh, I know. Natu beat you to it. She sent a message like, I'm like, oh my God. Neka, I'm telling you not to don't beat all of now. All of including Marriott. Marriott will be the first. You know, you don't beat everybody. Now welcome, welcome. Fab Story. Yeah, I know I said I haven't seen Fab Story in a while. It's amazing how people's names just stay in your subconscious and you think about them. It's really amazing. I say, wait, I never see Fab Story. You go think say me and you just talk. What? Maybe like we live next door to each other, and that make me remember. It's crazy. My mind, I'm like, I haven't seen her in a minute. So, welcome once again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Not too much. We are getting to 2K, whether we like it or not. Yeah, Mona carry, Mona they subscribe, Mona they like, Mona they share. I know they do, I know they do tantalizing um celebrity gossip. I know not be my way be that. I know sabi. Go even flow. That's just the truth. So thank you so much for the support. But I bet Mona me like Mona. I'm gonna try use the super chat to encourage your girl. You know what I mean? I get cash up if na cash up, if na PayPal, your girl dey there. Anyhow. Anyway, before we start this show, make I first wetin dem dey call am set the rules. E get certain language wey we no fit use. All my videos have been demonetized. I had to go back and look. I was like, oh my God, demonetized for over a week now. All my videos, nothing. So you guys watch it, not I'm not getting anything on it. Even though that's not the only reason why I'm doing this, but it's nice to have some type of reward, if you guys know what I mean. So I beg, I'm gonna help a sister out. There's certain line like A B word, like say woman go take something come off for her body, all those things. YouTube not dey like her. Using words like now know the words, I don't want to use my mouth talk am, make I no even go spoil this spoil this show before it starts. Eh? The time is hard the time is hard for I know, and also because it's the time I have to this is the time that's flexible for me. But I mean, weekend, I'm going to try and do one on the weekends so that everybody can be at a decent time, maybe like noon, 12 noon or something like that. So I know. Oh my God, Fab Starling! Oh my God, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, guys. Thank you so much. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Thank you. So today, guys, all the monogamy and polygamy people, make una show. Na debate be this. Make una show. All of una wey dey for polygamy, come to the front. If you know you are for monogamy, come to the front. Start to dey write your name down. This debate, I know say e go hot, but I dey here. I no run, I ready. So just to catch everybody else in on this, from the last live we did, we were supposed to be about single mothers, mothers who are intentionally being single on their own. So we had a few callers call in, and from the conversation, right, it kind of slowly drifted into monogamy, polygamy, men cheating, men not cheating. Oh my God, Cynthia, Lua, Cynthia. I feel loved. Oh man, thank you guys so much. See, ask and you shall receive. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys making me emotional. Wow. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate this. I do not take it for granted. Thank you. So anyway, so people were arguing. So the conversation kind of drifted into men. There was a what's it called? Two Niger called in, of course. He's the one who's always advocating for polygamy to populate the whole African continent. I don't know if we're able to make it tonight, but that's okay. We're just going to talk about it. Again, before we start this conversation, let me just, first of all, let people know everybody has a right to choose what they want. You have a right to live the life you want. It's up to you. It's not my life. It's your own. You understand? So if you are okay with polygamy, nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging. I know people who are in polygamous marriages. I went to school with people who were from the north, from people who were traditionalists who had multiple wives, and I knew some of their wives. Some of them were third wives. Some of them started off as girlfriends, and then they become wives. You know what I mean? And their wives all know about it. And I actually know someone who introduced the second wife of the house. It was the first wife that introduced her to her husband. So these things are normal. I mean, I know, I see it happening, but that doesn't mean I want that for myself. So to each their own. If polygamy is your way, no problem. Please, I beg, do you. You are not living your life for me. You're living it for yourself. So before we come into this conversation, I'm not taking sides on anything. I am a monogamous person. I only see monogamy. I don't see polygamy. But if polygamy is what you see and you want to argue on that because you feel, because I think there was a caller that called in last time and said, she doesn't think that men, or what she's seen around her, or what she has observed, based on what she has observed, she doesn't think that men can be monogamous. That's not my reality. I see a lot of men that are monogamous. I see it. They're the ones who say, lie, I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the strength. The wife I have is too much trouble for me already. Then come and add two. That would be devastating. I don't want to have heart disease at an early age, So that's my reality. That's what I see. So I'm not judging anyone. So if you're for polygamy or for monogamy, what's the problem? We are here. We celebrate everybody. As long as you are happy and you're at peace with yourself, that's the most important thing, And happiness and peace differs for everybody. There are things that make one happy and doesn't make other people happy. It's okay, Everybody runs their life the way they want to run it. And then I actually found a few videos that I would like to showcase or play before we proceed. So we're all caught up. So let me go to my files and start to pull them up one after the other. Okay. So let me see, where do I start? Okay, I pulled a few. So, okay, there's an African society, guys, that offer their wives to their guests, right? It's a cultural thing. So we're going to listen to that just so we can get an idea. Let me know if you can hear the video. I'm pulling it up right now.
Men from this tribe offer their wives as gifts to visitors. Now, the Himba tribe are a semi-nomadic tribe found in northwestern Namibia and southern Angola, and they're known for their very distinct way of life. Now, in Himba culture, when a guest is present, A man can offer his wife or one of his wives, because they're polygamous, to spend the night with the guest, whilst the husband sleeps in another room. And if there's no room available, the husband may actually sleep outside. There are also cultures in the world where women are allowed to marry more than one husband. So watch out for that video. But for more content like this, make sure to give me a follow.
Okay. So you guys heard? Oh, Cynthia, thank you. I'm just seeing this comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Did you guys hear the video? Let me see. There's another one. I can't find it. But there was another one that I saw that I thought I saved. Okay, well, I can't get it right now. There are a few I found that I thought I saved. Maybe I didn't save them properly. Can you guys hear me? I beg you, let me know if they hear me, because my audio kind of feels or sounds funny to me. Anyway, yeah, so basically there's a tribe apparently in Africa where people, in a polygamous relationship, they offer their wives to their guests. Okay, so these things are things that I read it in history books. Back when they used to teach history in Nigeria, I was lucky enough to have history in my class, so we learned this early on, right? We used to say we're like, yuck, back then, but hey, it was a tradition, right? So yeah, in Namibia, yeah, you're correct, Cynthia. So these things happen, so everybody really has a right. There are also cultures where the women are allowed to marry multiple husbands, apparently. I found that out not too long ago as well, so I don't think there's any yardstick for measuring what people want and how they should live their lives. I think everybody has a right to choose the path they want to toe, whether you want to be in a monogamous relationship or you want to be in a polygamous relationship. I've met people here who are not even Nigerians that don't mind being in a polygamous relationship. Maybe they are romanticizing the idea of, they're not, what person never experienced before. You go to say, oh yeah, it's cool, it looks cool. Maybe it's romanticization of it that's making them feel like, they're interested, but some of them say they're open to that kind of thing, and then I heard, oh, there's also a thing called polyandry. I never hear those things before. I say now, wow, things are happening, but hey, to each their own. No judgment here at all. Feel free to live your life as it satisfies you. The problem I have is when you're a polygamous man or you're a polygamous woman and you go and meet somebody who is not polygamous. Maybe the person is thinking one direction, like they want to be with their husbands, build their families, and then you just spring polygamy on them from nowhere. That one is a no. That's a fraud right there. Why would you want to do that to someone? If somebody did that to you, would you like it? That one, me, I'm against. So if you're polygamous, talk to your partner early enough and say, partner, partner, this is what I want to do. You understand? And let your partner decide if they want to continue in that type of relationship with you. Don't breathe it down their throat. Don't force it down their throat. Say, okay, I'm your husband. So what I say, no, it doesn't work like that. We're not our mothers. We're not our great grandmothers. Okay, even though we're our ancestors, perhaps it's because we're our ancestors. That's why we've lived that life before. If there's anything like that, right? If we're going to play that game, we've lived the life, we have suffered for it. So why would we want to repeat the circle again? It did not benefit us. We were stuck with all the work. We had to take care of all the kids. So imagine a man with 5 wives. Each wife has maybe four children. How many children be that in total? 20. So there'll be times where 20 children will be left with one woman to cater for, cook, clean, take care of them. That's crazy. But that was what it was. No wonder when you see those pictures, old pictures, You know, back in the day, you the one that these people looked very unhappy. Nobody was smiling in the pictures. Well, then again, there's the argument. Cameras were new. They probably were wondering what is this nonsense that they are trying to do. You know, so they didn't understand smiling for the camera and all of that. But my point is this: if that is the path you have chosen, choose your path, but find the person that is also towing that line. You know, find that person. Yeah, it may be a little bit of, wait, patience for you to get there. Eventually you will get there, since that's what's hungering you. There was also the argument somebody made, like, sometimes people have been married, maybe they married early, they've been married for 20 years, 15 years, and all of a sudden the partner decides they feel like they want to explore other people. So the other person is now left, the other person who's not wanting to explore is now left with the decision to make. Either she wants to stay, right, or she wants to leave. But the person was like, well, if you decide you want to leave, that means you have to leave, and then all these other men that will now come and be, taking advantage of you, however way I can't remember exactly the words she used, but basically it kind of was an uncomfortable feeling, like, okay, this woman has been with a partner for so many years, and all of a sudden now the man decides he wants to step out. To that I say, well, since the man has chosen and did not think about her feelings, and he's been running town since, why should she bother considering his? Because when you choose to step out on your partner, isn't that selfish already? That already tells you, that you're only thinking about yourself, and you don't care about the castle we're building together. So why am I going to wait? So let me go and freakazoid too outside. Let's all be freakazoids. You know what I mean? Like, she will say polygamists are selfish. I'm telling you, there was somebody, I think I don't know if I fool. Where what did I do with this video? There was somebody who was saying that she grew up in a polygamous home, and she was crying literally that she grew up in a polygamous home. It wasn't fun at all. Okay, let me see. I think I have that video. Let me see. Let me play this. Maybe this is the one. So you guys let me know if you can hear it. I'm loading it up.
All these our men, make una dey sorry for us sometimes, Kwano. Make una dey sorry for us. Sometimes people should have mercy on us. What I saw just now is paining me. It's paining me. If it's one of my friends here, you say it's always paining me. Yes, things like this always pain me, because life is not so difficult. But we make life difficult for ourselves, and it's a problem. See me, if you check where I am, let me show you where I am. It's somewhere in Festac Town, and this is where I come to make my all back where they use under my wig. There's this lady that's been making my hair since I can remember. Has been doing my hair for me since I can remember. I came here today to make my hair, and I saw how it bruises on her face. Kilo day, what happened to you? She told me that her husband beat her up. I said,
Okay, so the story was that I don't want to play the second part. She said, and I don't want my video to be demonetized. She said the woman's husband, like laid hands on her, blue, black, right? So she now asked what happened. The girl now explained that she's the only one working. She's been married to this guy. She's the only one working. The man is not bringing anything in. So all she does is make hair, right? You heard when she was saying that the woman usually makes her hair. That money that she gathers from making hair is what she uses to cater for her children, food and all of that, right? After when she's done cooking, the man will come with his girlfriend. One of the year story, he will come with his girlfriend. Both of them will sit down and eat the food. Sometimes the kids will have nothing to eat. It has been happening for a long time. When she now asks, how long has this been going on? She says that's what she's been putting up with for years. That the man, so this last time now, the man laid hands on her to a pulp. She had to run out of the house with her children. He's now living in an uncompleted building. You guys know what it's like in Lagos, for that matter, where she's vulnerable now to anything can happen to that woman and her children. That meanwhile, this woman has been badly, laid hands on. She has swollen, her face is swollen, everything is swollen. Do you understand? So the woman narrating the story is like, this man should please have mercy on these women. Why would you treat a woman like that? At least at some point she was kind to you. And again, you, the girlfriend, you know he's married. You come into his house and you are eating the food that somebody else worked for. You see, sometimes women, hey God, I never see you. So I don't want to play the rest of the video because, there's some words she used there because she was angry that I don't want, to reflect on my video. So it's just a crazy situation. I think that if we treat each other better and we're kinder to one another, there's certain things we'll not allow. I remember when guys will come and toast, even when in Nigeria, I've had guys tell me, Omoye, you're too nice. I don't want to date you because I will hurt your feelings. I remember guys telling me that in the same Nigeria. So me, I don't understand the world right now. The guy will tell me, Omoye, you're too nice. I don't want to put you through that. I really like you. I want us to come, but I don't want to hurt you because I know that I'm not ready for anything serious. Whatever happened to that? That's a man who's considering you, who's thinking about he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. So in order for them not to hurt your feelings, they'll rather walk away. What happened to all of that? What happened to being kind, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to treat someone else terribly, so I rather be on my own. Whatever happened to all of that? Why has the world suddenly become so mean to itself? And now women, they suffer all these things back. Now they're the receiving end of this brutality. Now they did the receiving end. And then on top of that, you're hearing people say, no, polygamy is the way. Polygamy, the children that you have given birth to, the ones that you have produced, you have there's no support system for them. So you just have children that you're not supporting. What we have now is a lot of citizens, a lot of people who have traumas from experiences, maybe growing up in the homes and seeing how their parents treated each other, and now telling themselves, no, I don't want to put up with this anymore. I never want to do this anymore. I'm not going to allow anyone else do this to me. Do people even think? When you're thinking about all these things, do you consider, because, hey, if you're thinking about polygamy, how about saying, okay, I'll be an active polygamist. All the children I have, they must be a part of my life. And I must play a key role in ensuring that they grow up as good citizens of the world. How about that? No, but the problem is most of them will be polygamous when it's convenient. So when you've had all these multiple children, you just walk away. You don't even think about the child anymore. In fact, some of them have lost count. They don't even remember the number of children they have. This is another downside to polygamy. Some of them don't remember the number of children they have. And then the women are overwhelmed in these scenarios. Hey, Romari, welcome, my village sister. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. The women, they will be looking exhausted because they're thinking of so many children. And some of them, maybe their mothers have walked away because they're like, I'm done with this polygamy nonsense. Let me go and find my own way. So I don't know. When people say, oh, polygamy, okay, fine. If that's what you want, hey, I'll not hold you. Nobody is going to have the exact same type of life. But I beg, can you use sense in this whole thing? Why you're having all those polygamous children and having all these multiple wives? Will you at least make yourself available and divide yourself into, if not 20 children you get, divide the work so that you can be helping these women too. So sometimes you say, go, they cook. Take turns with cooking in the kitchen. Hey, Mirabel, welcome, my people, my people. Welcome. How you doing, Mirabel? The last time you sleep off, we know, we understand you. We say, oh, you don't go sleep. Yeah, so Neka, polygamous children, yeah, take turn, they wash clothes. Do you understand? Wash clothes for your wife, help them. They get 20 children, cook for kitchen. use ogbawo or egale, the big egale. When they take the egale for my place, my local dialect I dey use now. Egale, shey you know those things when they take dey cook for backyard when you have a large family, right? Or maybe now they do party, that huge big pot when they take dey cook for multiple people for house, right? Use and cook for the children, make you know as e be, or change the baby napkin, change am. Buy, shebi na pampers that they use now, buy the pampers make you change for 20 children. Make you see as, because I think that sometimes when people they talk about polygamy, they don't know, they don't know the work involved. You understand? They don't know the amount of work involved in doing all of this, so it's easy for them. Even in the north, where I've heard someone argue, well, in the north they have polygamous marriages and there are no issues. Yeah, there are issues. Do you know how often they divorce each other and marry? A woman can be married 6 months as a Muslim. All she has to do is say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you 3 times, and that's it. And guess what? Within 1 month, another man don't marry and put for house. She go be third wife or second wife to another man. The divorce is high in those instances. So you have children from different, this one will get 2 children for here, and then you will come marry another man, you'll get another 2 children. Do you know how much trauma is inside that whole pot? If you know, so you not fit be active monogamous man, no problem. Be true to yourself, live in your truth, but no go use your reggae to spoil somebody else blues. Hey, Annie, welcome, my village person, my sister. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. Eh? Do you understand? Neka say Mira, Mira. Mira, I think that's the name I'm going to be calling you now. Your nickname is going to be Mira, Mira. Oh my God, that is so funny. You know, if you know say you want be, if you know say you're not ready to date monogamous or whatever, because according to the other claim from last time, they say, oh no, men are not capable of being monogamous. The problem when I also see for this thing be say, and I'm going to speak only for Nigerian women, the one when I know, because the experience when me get be that. Nigerian women, they excuse all manner of rubbish from our men. Now it make them, they feel they pull all these stunts. That's the truth. Because we're so caught up in the idea of marriage. Oh, I want to be married, make I just day husband house and all. People put up with all kinds of things and don't call their husbands to order. That's a big problem in marriages. You say, as a man, I don't want to, if I talk to him now, not only, or something like, sometimes they can't even talk to the man. My question is, if you are what is the purpose of marrying somebody if you cannot hold each other accountable? I don't understand that concept, because the person don't already see you anyway, don't see everything. Do you understand about you? Why can't you call you and say, guy, my guy, why you don't dey F up? Wetin dey happen? Why you dey do this kind thing? Call am to order. Why be say Nigerian women no dey do that kind thing? I want know. I really need to understand them. Because you see Nigerian woman, strong, powerful Nigerian woman like this, when you dey with your husband, another thing now you go dey do. Instead when you go tackle the man, you go dey tackle the girl when the man dey go dey run follow. I never understand that. Yeah, Romari, you're right. Of course, I said that earlier. I don't know at what point you joined. I said it earlier. I even gave historical insights, where women, there are cultures in Africa where women are allowed to marry multiple men, more than one husband, And then we talked about the Himba tribe where the men offer their wives, because they're polygamous, offer their wives to their guests. When they have guests, they offer the woman to take one body for the night. You understand? Yeah? Exactly. They can't take. Yeah, they can't take what they dish out. That's the whole thing. They can't take it. So I never understand that. You don't hold the man to account. So how would he know how he's hurting you? You hear back in Nigeria, they hear that time men go talk say, I beg, I no go me. The reason why I not marry this one na because he no go let me hear word for house. I beg. I want the freedom to be able to do what I want to do. So now make me marry this one because this one I fit talk to her. Why when you go marry woman when you know so you feel run you don't run all over her. And even when you marry the woman not fit tell you say, guy, no, if you try this thing, you draw the line. You try this thing right here, that's it, it's done. Why don't you set standards? Because they say you find you take your victim as you find them, right? So if man, you don't date am before, you don't they run up and down all over you, they cheat on you, they do, but you still they take am because you want to marry. He marry you finish now, still continue the thing times 100 because you will be amplified. You can't they say, oh, say the man they step out on you, but you already knew that though. You already knew that this was how this man was. Why did you choose to still be with him? That's my question. Because, sometimes we blame men for being polygamous. Sometimes it's the women that push them into it. Now, the women too. But African men, immediately they come abroad and get with European or African American women, they suddenly can remain. Yes, because they set standards, Cynthia. These people set. I have a friend who's married to an African. In fact, I have family that's married to a white American. Standards, man. You can't try it. That's what I'm talking about. Nigerian women don't set standards. If maybe very few, maybe like three out of 100 women, now they set standards. Maybe two. I think three is too much. Maybe two. I stand to be corrected, though. I've not done any statistics on this. I don't know what it is. So I'm just in the majority, the women are taking advantage of. Yeah, Cynthia, because these women set standards. They're not gonna put up with your BS. They know from the jump that they tell the man that they let her know. They go let her know. And the man go say, I will buy dear. We follow the woman and be carrying them when they go to the grocery store and the man they push basket. When they carry pikin go when they carry now the man they carry pikin go daycare. Sometimes the man na go even do this thing, go do wash night. They look, he make the pikin wake up, na go feed am, na go change in diaper, na go do everything. I'm telling you. Why does that happen? Because Nigerian women don't set standards. Majority of them don't. They let the man get away with anything. So far, I'm in husband house. So, are you in husband house? So you hear some people say, the reason why she's talking because she's not yet married, so she doesn't know how it is. Even when I was dating, when I date, you can't try it. We get level, I get line. When you draw, you do any our car, they follow you argue. I know they argue. I know they argue at all. I've always been someone who had a mind of my own, no nonsense, right from time. And this was everybody felt, oh, this is why you're not married yet, because you have to calm down. Then they used to tell me, oh my God, calm down, it's not like that. These men will be men will be men. You can't change a man. You can't. I say, no, song be that. Oh, I have brothers, why are they not cheating? I had a father, why was he not cheating? That's the question I asked. So are they not saying that it's only my brothers and my father that does not cheat? I want to know. Do you understand? Exactly. They know where they fit do this kind of thing. They know. You understand me? They try am. They not fit try themselves now. Make they try am. Ah, for our women who successfully set standards in their homes is still women who will call the yes, absolutely. It's women that will still come out and say, ah, see, I'm na woman rapper, or they don't cook something, give this one. You hear them saying stuff like that. It's almost like they don't expect anything good from their men. So when they see someone else, another person's husband, doing everything that they wish their husband would do, they'll say the person don't cook a forgiver, or you don't give her something swallow. That's what you'll be hearing, because this is how much low expectations they have of their husbands. Why you go marry, you sit down, marry finish, you no fit talk to the man when you marry put for house, when they say everything that he does affects you directly or indirectly, affects your children, affects your ancestry, really. And you can't ask him, you can't set standards, you cannot draw the line. You're so afraid you can't draw the line and say, no, you cannot do this. Of course, there'll be multiple women who are out there that want to, because they are looking for low. They are looking for the lowest of the low. So if that kind of man is willing to walk away from a home that was built in love, I say bye. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Natu, welcome.
Yeah, I'm driving, so you hear small noise.
Oh, okay.
I want to.
Romari, you're right. Misery loves company. Absolutely. Go ahead, Natu. Sorry, let me go on mute.
Okay. Hey, hi everybody. Hi my people. How are they? Like when I was listening I was listening to you from the beginning, and you made like vital points. Like, if that's what you want to do, go marry somebody that wants to be that. And life is not even the way it used to be now, like before. You understand? And even our parents back in the days, they were marrying multiple wives because of farming. They want to have as much kids as possible so they don't have to pay farm workers. Everything's going to revolve around their own family. But now that it's not like that, we have kids going to school more, and we have more people having white collar jobs than doing all those local farming and the rest. So you have to cater for all those kids. Those kids, people that were doing polygamy then, they didn't have to pay for school fees. All they had to worry about was food. That was all. And which these children helped them to produce it. So now the question, like you said, is that all these people that want to do polygamy, will you have time for the children? Because these kids go to school, these kids learn a lot of things, these kids know their rights now. Even us, we're not too old. The things where we know if you do our own time, like we not too far. Imagine the distance between that time and now. Now children like that around that, like maybe 6 to 10, things that come out of their mouth, things that they tell you they want, things that you don't want. The other day, my nephew did something, and I just hit him on the back, and he told me, he said, because they call me Umma, and Umma is in Arabic, means mother. He said, Umma, no hitting. Like, you can't do that. Like, them born you,
Yes.
them born you, make person beat you, senior, make you say, feel. Oh, Lord. So, like, we have to just understand that the world is evolving. Let me tell you, even the Malo people, that's how they call us people, even the Malo people, the Muslims, even the Malo people that are up for marrying up to 4 wives, they don't want to do it anymore. They want to do it, they don't want to do it. I grew up in an area that we have a lot of them that have one wife that they've been married to for like 20, 30 years. No intention of adding another one. One of our neighbors used to tell his wife, I don't want to have two of you. One of you is okay. You understand?
Yeah.
And those that are having multiple wives in this day and age, their life has changed. Some of them is just greed. In
Of
the name of
course.
Kerewa, they say maybe the wife doesn't satisfy and they want to add. Let me tell you something. I have a friend, but she's not my friend like that. But her husband, like this guy does not mind having it every day, right? So the girl used to try her best. Sometimes she'll give him maybe 5 a week, maybe 6. She will try. Even if she doesn't want to do, she'll let him do. Uncle now went and put her outside. He wanted to marry one of his colleagues that he was bringing to the house in the name of his colleague. So till one time the girl was sick, he made his wife go check on the girl. So the wife, when he said he was going to marry and it was that girl, the wife was like, God forbid. Person where you carry see finish. For me, now you won't go bring on this. I said, since the religion permit, if you marry another person, it's not be this one. He said, me this guy give up. This guy now went ahead. I went and married another colleague. Say the year. In the name of saying no, they get. The day
Wow.
when, yes, so in the Hausa culture, now the day when you they cook, now the husband go to sleep for your house, for your room or your house. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are there, they will share after every 2 days. So if I cook 2 days, the next 2 days it will be my co-wife. So those 2 days, my husband and me go service some everything from food to bedroom. Now it now got to a point, just 1.5 years after marriage, this guy on the new wife's day, he will now call the old wife into his study and be begging her to give him small. She say,
Eh?
bros, share you go hard wife because this thing no they do you according to what you talk. Now when you don't make she give you now. She says when he's at turn, you would think he has not done Kerewa before. You ask Kerewa in the morning, you ask Kerewa in the afternoon, you ask in the evening.
Oh my
Now,
God.
now, let me tell you what they had in my life. I haven't seen Hausa people that were doing love like these people. Like when I was learning too much from them. The wife,
Wow.
impatient was the person is his wife. You know, Proverbs 31 woman, that's his wife. Anything she wants to do. If this guy, let me tell you, this woman traveled. This guy was calling her to ask her how to operate the washing machine. That was how much she was doing that the guy did not have to do. So now when Egon say he has to get second wife, and she withdrew subsidy. Now somebody said
That's
the
so
pepper
now.
she withdrew subsidy on every angle. Lie on every angle. This one they washing clothes, iron, arrange, wash box herself. So she would use subsidy. Then their confusion started. Now fight join. He come and tell the second wife saying no do. Blah 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 blah. She know they listening to her. Chemical. So when they go Nigeria, the first wife say, I beg, I want one favor for me. I don't want to fight you. Now God, I beg you, no join me house with this woman. May everybody get in house. Baba say no problem. Mama they tell me now, say Baba don't do 3 weeks for house, never go auntie house. That's not what polygamy is. You have to share the love equal. What I did 3 weeks in
Yes.
that and not to see the other wife. You think it's not beans? Polygamy is not for boys.
Help me loud down.
Even
Help
people when
me
they do
shout out
polygamy
for
that
people
time,
who don't understand.
even people when they do polygamy that time. Now men when they hit their chest, they call themselves men. If you go their house, you will know how far. You will know how far. But now school fees, till I finish polytechnic, my nephew's school fees never, my school fees never reach my nephew where they do go nursery school fees up till now. Up till now. Because when I was going to poly, my school fees was under 20,000 naira. You can't pay that now. My sister-in-law just paid university the other day, 100,000. 100,000. So if you're ready to take the responsibility, this man will make mouth. I want you to, I want you to, I want you to, I want you to. I want wife. Me, I want to do. After this woman finish giving birth, so they will leave you. Because, and these men know our soft spot, that's my problem. Because they know that we will not leave our children to sleep hungry. So they will tell you, they don't have. Anything you want to do, do. And because of the kind of people we God take make us, we'll just succumb because now our children, we know if you leave them. And then they'll be using that thing against us, which is not fair. Which is not fair. If you sign up for something, you have to be able to take care of it. But that's the sad part about this polygamy thing. They sign up for it and they can't finish it.
Now, so now, that's the problem. So I mean, that's why I said it's okay to each their own, right? If not polygamy you want, do you understand?
Go find person where want to.
That's it. Find person when go follow you do and when go follow you sign up on them. Say, okay, yes, I too am looking for the same thing. not just
I said
impose.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that even my friends that are Muslim, like they know religion permit to. I have one that's been married for 15 years. The one of the criteria she give the husband be say she don't want co-wife. So if you know, say at some point you go want do that, maybe you know even start engage her. She don't talk her. That's her own. And this one will be say they don't sign up for them. Now no say this one if man want do one is approved. Like none, I can count how many of my friends have co-wives. Like even the men now with situation of everything, they can't handle it. One of my friends went and was looking for work. She come here say the husband won't do co-wife. Until we drop from work, close business. So finish, you collect money from Boda hand. Everything finish, you collect from your hand. Sure, you get money. Meanwhile, they do small business for side to help you. You think say you want to go carry, okay now. So that means say you get money to be able to feed the two wives' mouth, no problem. Oh yeah, let me keep my own. Bring the one where you have for all of us. Let's use. Chicken. And people that are saying that back in the days there's polygamy and people are believing, no one has stopped that. No one has stopped that thing. No one has stopped that thing. Where the peace? They will tell una. Do you even know? Like polygamy is so unhealthy because there's competition, there's rivalry. Innocent pikin where you born when you know 1, 2, 3. Mama go teach am bad thing. Not be everybody this thing they work for. I've told you, like in the whole of my whole clan that I've have uncle, grand uncles that I've have that are into polygamy. Now only one of my uncle in polygamy makes sense. And even as it makes sense, nobody say the wives know they fight, oh. Nobody say they know they give themselves babos, so they know the babos with mouth, they beef themselves. Now only the children no give green beef. That was where it worked for. Now the children just join their head together, no green. How many do like there's not much, you don't have too many people that do that. We don't have too many people that do that. My cousin, her dad has 2 wives. He's a Christian. When the man died, they not allow the second wife enter the main house when they do the burial for village. Now outside, she make the woman sit down with chair. The woman bring flower, she won't push. She tell the woman say she will do woman push, she go woes her. So people like you have to know what if you want to do it, you have to be diplomatic in your dealings. You have to make sure that you are uniting your home front. Nobody say anything happen, you just go lead and you go say, hey, man, nah, bro, nah. It's not the same. Clothes is expensive, food is expensive, schools, everything is expensive now. You still want to do just because of 5 seconds kerewa. Say that one no give you peace of mind. Hi. Oh, it's just ridiculous, honestly speaking, what people sign up.
Well, for people who sign up, not to mute first so that the feedback not go. For people who sign up for this is everything where you just talk so naive. For people who sign up for those kind of things, right? Check yourself. If you know so you get power for that kind of thing. Also, find person when they look for the same kind of arrangement when they look for. No go look for the person when they corner by herself, sit down, they mind her business. They look for peace for her life. Then you can't go impose them on her. It don't make any sense. And then when you don't impose and finish, years down the line, you suddenly wake up, say, okay, your appetite don't change. Now you want to be, playing with multiple toys at the same time. That's your decision. That's what you woke up to, no problem, right? But there's a decision to be made. And if that woman chooses that she doesn't want to be a part of it, you cannot force her. You can't. So now as you want to take do because all this self-inflicted emotional baggage when people they like to dump on other people. When they make these kind of decisions, they don't consider the children. They don't think about them. Look at our societies today, messed up. It's as a result of the untreated trauma from childhood when children grow up in dysfunctional homes where parents are fighting each other. The ones that are fighting physically, the ones that are fighting spiritually, they want to be the one that is the most talked about, the one at the top. Now my child, now be the senior, now go inherit everything. Have you ever been to a polygamous home when they're fighting over property? Hey, Omo, you go fear. It literally looks like a war front. Seriously. The only difference is they not get the equipment, the high-tech equipment with the grenades and all of that. But it's actually like in a war front. This one not they see eye to eye. That one not they see eye to eye. There's backbiting, gossiping behind. People are doing all manner of things. Choose. I mean, there are people who like trouble. Let me just put it out there. There are people who like this type of dysfunction. They love it. They enjoy it. Right? There are people like that. I not follow you drag. Everybody get right to choose, to make their choice. But find person where they the same page as you. Follow them. Not con use not con carry your appetite for polygamy. Come meet person when you know they interested. Then you come dey impose am on am. They tell am say, after all, a man with a man. Says who? That means you're trying to say that you don't have the capacity to discipline yourself. You don't have any self-control, and it's a thing of pride for you. Where other people are busy building their societies and making it better for their people, you are busy carrying wine all over the place. Is that what really that one ain't concern us right now? Or building our society? We don't have any structures. Real men, they go they farm land, some of them they do carpenter on the side, some of them they cut wood, they build shack for behind their house. Some of them they fix all the things. Handymen, they fix it. Some of them they go saw tree, they go break the tree down, they go growing up, those were the things I saw men doing. Those were these things I saw men were literally building. Some men build their own homes where they live. They literally carry the cement when they build their houses. It's ridiculous. The mindset, I don't understand. Hey, polygamy. Oh, I want to have this. But at the end of the day, what have you put in place in order for you to make this easy for everybody? It's still the same women, and the women, they carry all the load for head. Special Junior, welcome, Ojare. Sorry, I just they talk, they go. I never look comments since. Welcome, welcome to the house. Yoruba talk say ile olorogun ogbawere. Exactly. Meaning polygamous home na mad people compound or mad people home. Abi? That's what it means. I can't be normal. Again, like I said before, to each their own. If not that direction you won't go, fine. But be prepared for the mess that comes with it. Be very prepared. Don't get into it and then start to cry foul when you don't enter finish. No, it's what you wanted. It's what you wanted. A lot of people cannot come back and tell their stories because now the same polygamy now ends their lives. The same polygamy. Quarrel here.
Go
ahead.
I wanted to say that when you said that, and then to add to what you said, a lot of people are just saying it because they've been fantasizing it. They've never experienced it, so they just want to experience it, and they want to go ahead and do it. And then that's what, like you said, some people will not come to tell their stories because they are ashamed, because they've made that thing like a big deal, and now they had a taste of it, and what? It's not what they thought it was. Now, how do you go back and tell people that what I was saying I believed it is not what it is? Da, 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 da. Like, that's what it is. Now, like, person when they collect minimum wage, go lease Ferrari. Or you say you won't keep two cars. You they earn minimum wage, you won't keep two cars. Like, how you won't take one? But when you tell people, just like you said, before you go into it, if you've never experienced it, people that grew up in polygamy also don't want to be in polygamy. That's number one.
Never.
You understand?
They run. Yes.
Now, people will never experience how they talk. So, just like Pikin go school, Papa go say, I want to read medicine. Papa go say, no, I think you're good in maths, do engineering, they'll go back and forth. Papa go make her see reasons. I won't be say, if you believe in that one, make you sit down and make analysis. Look at the emotional, the physical, the mental everything inside, and wait, is it worth it? Because of 5 minutes kerewa, we they try prioritize. If it's worth it for you, Superman, be going. Chicken, no long story.
Exactly. If that's what you want, then hey, and let me tell you, any woman that's also saying, oh yeah, I don't mind polygamy. I wish when you're going into that agreement with that man, write out, let it be like a contract. Everything that you're going, how many, the number of children you're going to have, how he is going to
First of
help
all, you can't
also.
control that one. First of all, if it's you can't control it. Let me tell you something. The north and the women do competition.
Hmm.
My neighbor had 7 kids because she stopped at 4, and the husband now remarried his first wife. And
Oh
then
my
the first wife
goodness.
had 2 kids when she and the guy divorced. And so she decided to say, you know what, since this one just give it to her fourth one, let me born my own. So the first wife when they don't divorce remarry, come born another pikin, making it third child, Abby, and she can go born fifth one. Madam come born another one. And I'm not kidding you, these are like my neighbors, see our house, their house, and she come born sixth one. That one born again, that one come born because she won't top that one chat. So
Chai.
she's 7, that one is 6. So when you're like you don't know, you see these women come from different background. You can't say, oh, if I do it, I just want to stop her. Everybody too. You know, tell them what they want to do. Because for my side, the number of children where you get will determine the number of inheritance
Hmm.
where you get. So there's this guy
Okay.
that lives nearby. Yes, this guy that lives near our house, and they believe in giving boys more inheritance than girls.
Yes.
Okay, so this guy that lives near our house he used to have 2 wives, now divorced one, and he was left with the other one, and he now married one girl. This girl just came out pumping kids. She ended up with 5 boys. And that other wife that was in the house, the senior wife, she has 2 boys and 2 girls. And now she first of all with this guy. Oh, we know when the guy get Vespa. You know that machine Vespa.
Yeah, no.
Before we come buy car.
Yeah.
As Baba take pie now, I think he pied like 5, 6 years ago. That small girl will come from behind. Get children past mama where did the house. Get inheritance. I mean, past mama where did the house.
Wow.
She had more inheritance because she had 5 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Then that other woman has 2 boys, 2 girls.
Ah, that's so unfair. Kai.
Yeah, so just like if you buy something for store, you go check the ingredients to see say if nothing there inside where go affect you or it go kill you. Anything you know that when you are allergic to where you're not supposed to take. Now, so if you want to enter, you go look am first. Check what's there inside this polygamy thing sef. Wetin be the ingredients? You gotta check it. You have to weigh the pros and cons. You know, they use mouth, they run mouth for us. They tell us say polygamy. Where to Naija sef?
I don't
One
know.
do am. One do am.
Nice.
See, think say
Um,
na beans.
teenager
Think
na
say
math dey. Exactly.
think say
Make me.
polygamy
I
na
want
for
even.
boys.
Me. I even want make it
Cynthia
burn.
said,
Go
Cynthia
ahead.
said, when the men come here and they meet American women or European women, they become monogamous
That's
because they
true.
know now. Those men
They
go
know.
comot shege for their body.
Hmm.
They will comot
Because they
shege
dey
for them.
set this. They set the standard for them. They set that they draw the line. But this is why I'm saying that Nigerian women too they give lax. They know they call their men to order. When you see say the man, who are you not supposed to be checking each other? I don't understand. When you marry a man and now your una they bear one name now, right? For those people that have the same last name as their husbands, or you are everybody knows that you're married to this man. Now your white they stain if you do anything wrong. So why can't you call him and say, honey, boo boo, whatever name you are using to call him? Call him to a corner and say, honey, what we're not gonna do is you're not gonna do this to me. You're not gonna that is call draw the line. Nigerian women don't. They let the man run roughshod all over them, even in spite of their children. Even when the children say, don't talk to your father like that. Meanwhile, the child is saying, this is horrible, mom. Let's talk to this, that. You say, don't talk to my husband. But you used to say you talk to her and the pikin go talk. I mean, I don't understand. You know, when you're talking
Sis,
about
you
so
know
you
the
are not
problem,
married, I
ba?
make you they talk.
No, no, it's not like that. The problem is this thing starts slowly before the women go dictate. These girls will want enter a second wife. And the funny thing is that even Christianity that we think does not allows only one wife, one husband, one wife, right? Girls are settling for second wives now, like a lot.
And
These girls
that's
don't
their
go with
problem now.
they don't go. No, no, no. Let me explain to you. They don't go with
Uh-uh.
ordinary eye. So before you, madam, go see to match break, they say, "Oh, God, what they happen? It don't far. Baba don't
No
go."
be man when you want make something catch am, not being the catch am. If the man no go there, go find food, he go anything go catch am. Now who want make something catch am? Now they catch am. I'm telling you. If the man carry in dingaling, put am for one corner, they no go see am catch. But when the man they go around with the dingaling to dangerous places, when we say some women they don't be say their own na to come take wetin they fit take from you, or to even disrupt your family, they will do it because you give them power. We they talk about this man own you not beside I really want to talk about the man because the story is played out. But wetin happen? That man has been they monitor, don't they follow that girl now for how many decades, how many years? Eh? How many years? You don't they secretly they go see that woman for a long time,
And this
bring her
thing when
come
you
the
don't do,
house.
this thing when you don't do, he no go ever understand me again. He can never
He
because
don't
Mama
lose
don't.
her now. He don't lose
So
her finally.
that's what they don't know.
Exactly. You can't do that now. You becoming, look at the embarrassment. You come on social media say, to is human to for what kind of crap? Now you become a poet. Now you know you're a poet. Now you know
Heroes
to
poet.
is human to forgive it. Because what you guys expected was that this woman was going to crawl under a rock and go and buy herself so that you can have life to live with your other. It's crazy. Why? And for me at the beginning of I say I also blame May. She gave him leeway because that's what they do in Nigeria. The man will do what they go even know. When the man will come out, you go carry another girl, go club, the same city, the same town. The club dey next door, the man go comot for house, he no go let him wife comot for house, so he go carry key comot for house go stay for club with another woman. Like sometimes they go invite like 3 4 5 girls, one man. It's madness. When you continue to allow people to take advantage of you and abuse you, guess what? They will do whatever because people will test you to see how far they will go with you, especially men. They will push the buttons with you.
Facts.
They want to see how far they can go, how much leeway they have. They will keep pushing, keep pushing. They'll be asking you for impossible requests. It's up to you to stand your ground and say, no, what we're not gonna do is I'm not gonna do this madness with you. You got now my mama had not learn that one. Mama tell me that time when I see small, I don't get sense. They tell all of us that time for us. He said, now as you want, make your house be. Now you go, they let your husband know. From one are they friend each other. Not be when you don't enter house. When the law see the shakam.
Because
That's what my
that time
mom
when
used
you
to say.
enter, na mistake. Oh.
Exactly. He said, because if you just say, oh, the man, now I know I go change. Waiting you they see before you marry am, e go e go e go big pass. E go come dey do am on another level. Na my mama teach me that thing. So when I dey date that time, oh boy, I dey draw immediately. You cross the boundary, no quarrel, no fight. Everybody do their own. Go see problem. Do you
No
understand?
energy for that one.
No energy. You understand? So it just bothers me. Sometimes you go when I dey hear stories coming out from Nigerian women, oh, men will be men. They are the ones who say that. I don't see any other woman where they talk that thing. Not only Nigerian women, they say men will be men. I know they hear am from other women. Not go the one that say, wait, other women, not be men that they marry. Why they know they talk this thing when women, Nigerian women, they talk men will be men? No. Men will be men if you allow them to do anyhow. They will love you. Of course, they will. Who not like free thing? They will love you now because that's what you are giving them the opportunity to do whatever they want to do. So they will like it there until somebody else comes and take them away. It's simple. I've seen other women dating, going out, being married. Look at the way they set the standards. The men respect them. If the man say they even feel look you. Even if he look you, he go just acknowledge you, waka pass, nothing dey. You go see them when they deal with their wives, you go see the respect, they show. But no, Nigerian man go dey waka for front, his wife go dey back. He no care, miles and miles away. That thing dey wonder me. I go dey say, what kind of nonsense, what kind of rubbish is this? The man go, you get woman will carry a baby, you go hold hand bag. The man go dey waka go front as if not the two of them come together. That thing used to wonder me. I'm not gonna lie. I go say, what is this? Then you go look other people when they marry. It's not the same thing. Now the man they carry the heavy load. Matter of fact, the man go say, let me go and bring the car. He go drive the car. He go carry. No. We need to change this attitude. If you're a married woman, please, before you marry your man, call him out on his bad behavior. Why do we have all these bad behaved people all over the place? Because you chose not to call them out. The next day they're frolicking with another woman, you're not be crying. Somebody else has collected.
See, sometimes, right, it's not like they don't call them out before the marriage or they don't set the boundaries straight. Sometimes because some of these ladies they are under pressure. So they just want to get whoever is available and just go. So
Now, I
they
know,
are
now
careful on what to say, what to do, just because they
I
want to
talk
go.
am
But
from the
now,
beginning. I say
yeah,
yes,
but
because of the
now we're having a lot of
desperation to
awareness.
marry. Yes, I said it at the beginning. I said, I know, say sometimes now because of the desperation to marry, but where has it led us? That's the question.
Exactly.
With all the desperation and the pressure, where we have a lot of homes now where parents are broken up, they are not together. Who is suffering? The
The
children.
children.
So of what use is it? That's my question. At the end of the day, the man leaves and goes and does something else in public. For the ones that are public, they make it public. They don't even care about their feelings. That's to tell you how much disrespect they have. Before a man thinks of doing stuff like that, that means he has already lost complete respect for you.
And
Why would you
honestly,
want your child to see that?
honestly speaking, right? Like remember there was a time we spoke, I think it was in your show that we said women have evolved, but men have not gotten the memo. Some of these women that are going into this marriage, they don't even know how to navigate it. So that's one of the challenge some of them have. Do you understand? So now that they don't even know how to handle it, they try to handle side chick and family, and they are confused. They don't even know how to do it. So
Then
some
why
of them are
bother?
confused.
Why marry?
And
If
because
you
if they
don't
marry,
know how
they'll say
to,
you demand.
but that's not enough. In the world that we're in, that's not enough. If you don't know yourself, you as a woman, why would you even want to be with a man that can't lead you? That's problematic. That's already problematic. That means you cannot, the man, whatever decision he makes is not good for you. It's not going to work for you. Why would you want to be with such a man? With all the desperation of, okay, I want to get married this time, tick tock tock, time is ticking, tock tock tock. I have to marry so I can have all my babies. Those babies now are suffering as a result of that decision. I've seen wonderful marriages with Nigerians too. Those who got it right, the Nigerian women that held their ground and said, you're not going to pull this BS. It's not going to happen. Right? I see their marriage thrive. Not be two heads they get. You understand? I mean, it's crazy. It's a pandemic. Most of them, they won't marry, but they won't come out. Now the children are stuck every day. Children they know which direction they want go. Sometimes the parents go, they use their thing, they do yo-yo in between themselves. I want to show the woman that I'm man. The other one go say, I go
Serious
show
yo-yo.
this man.
Serious yo-yo.
Yes, now yo-yo now. The man they use the children as pendulum. It's very, sometimes it pains me. I go, they say, okay, these children don't beg una bonding. Why did you have to put these children through this?
An accident.
Do you understand? Even if na accident, okay, we know say okay na accident that they born. They don't need to marry. They don't need to marry. Half of the marriages now, Nigerian marriage, wey be say people they look up to, they say, oh my God, their marriages. I used to have a friend then from another Africa. She'd be like, oh my man, I want to marry a Nigerian man because of the way they treat their wives, because of the way they take care of their wives. You
Oh
know,
shit, two Naija don't
because
show,
she
two
saw,
Naija don't show.
are they here for already? You understand? Because guess what? She saw back in the day, Nigerian men, Nigerian, will see that, oh my God, you go they cherish, you go love. The ones who they're doing right too, right? But at the end of the day, most of these women come to find out they were putting up with all manner of doo-doo
Yep,
just because they
yep,
want
in
to
the name
marry.
of religion and culture.
It's nonsense because the children are suffering. You're stuck with
Because
4 children
yeah,
alone,
because
5
our culture
children
don't make am
alone.
say our culture don't make am say woman no marry, she never complete woman. And
Do
then
you
if you
understand?
marry again, no come
HO, do you
born
want
on
to
top
keep your
na
camera
problem.
on? Sister, Mama, HO, do you want to keep your camera on? Let me
Oh
put it
no.
there. Okay. All right.
Another fear level.
Welcome, Mama.
I salute.
I salute you too. Welcome. I appreciate you, Mama.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
all you guys are doing. God bless you. Now we go change that narrative. Everything.
Thank you, Mama. I know with you. Yes.
Now
Thank
all
you.
of us they do the waka together.
Yes. Now we they do it together. We don't already win this one. Now to fight time to the finish. Now remain.
Everything don't stay upside down. Everything.
Yeah. NS, welcome. Oh.
Thank
Starting
you.
from the
Tonight I
home, from
invited
our
us.
home, from the room, a parlor and kitchen, and then Kasala don't boss.
Exactly. To Naija, Oya talk. I ready for you. Oya.
Well,
Everybody mute. Make to
I don't.
Naija talk.
This is not radio. This is not a fight. It's
Where did
just.
we talk, sir? Where did we discuss here?
Okay, what do we discuss now? Wait
Two
now,
Naija, wait.
make I give Mama HO. What do we discuss? So the last time, our last live 2 days ago, we couldn't talk about single moms. Some people when they decide say they want to be single mom because they never married, they just want born pikin. From there, to Naija can enter, it can't bring polygamy enter because to Naija throat they long for many wives. Now we ask and say the children when they're full ground, when they plenty so, no structure to take care of the children, there's nothing to cater for the children that are there. You won't come now, come make women marry, make they marry how many men so that the population go dey grow. The population when you get, which una don't do with the population. Now when we dey talk down and I say, okay, you know what, we go schedule another time, we'll come discuss this matter. Some people choose Ian and one other woman choose polygamy. Some of us choose monogamy. Now we say, okay, we will come debate the topic today. So now bring us come here.
So the question I want to ask you now, where be the origin of this monogamy come from?
No, Madam HO, now one after the other we do am. I want make two Naija first talk. Then I will come to NS. Then you, Madam HO. So now so we go take do am because now if come. Two Naija, Oya fire they go.
Okay, greetings to everyone, and thank you for having me, and the chat and the viewers, and thank you for you guys for coming along to come and help me out. I hope you're helping me out because so point is, I never really said anything about like it has to be polygamy. I'm just saying that it has to be open. The critical aspect is that we need our population to grow because as a people, we have not reached our maximum potential yet compared to other groups around the world. Like the idea was that. Hold on.
You go to mute. Let him have his time.
Calm down. We've not reached our maximum potential because if India is 12 times smaller than Nigeria and smaller than Africa, but has the same population as the entire Africa, it tells you that Africa is limiting itself in terms of population. And there's a narrative out there
that seems to imply that having children is a burden when other people use it as their strength. And I don't think that is actually good, because we are internalizing what they are teaching us. Most of these ideas about, oh, we don't want to have children, we should have to embrace family planning and all that, is Western. They are selling it to us, something that they created for themselves, not for us. They don't need extra power. They've already dominated the whole world, and their population generally has peaked. If you look at their countries, this population density is quite relatively high compared to African population density. I'm saying that if our population needs to grow, we have to keep the family together, and it's also very important that children are being raised in this in a stable upbringing. So if it has to be polygamy that can get that done, so be it. Because by and large, I believe that in this modern age, almost every man can get a woman. So, but there was a time only 40% of men make it to be able to in terms of have children. In other words, so if that was the case, it means that what are the women going to be doing? Those men have to marry the women that are remaining, so that they can be able to procreate. So
You're
that is
joking,
my
right?
argument. No, no, of course, you expect 40% of women to only have children because only 40% of men survive. That is not proper.
Are you joking? What
Wait,
No,
is
no,
you said? No, no, you said achieving our
Natu,
food purpose.
no.
Natu, wait.
You
Oh
can't
Let
my
him
say.
god.
finish.
and,
Let him
and the
finish. I
truth
want
is,
to come
you
to
may not like
everybody
it.
first, and then you
You may not
can
like
come.
it. The truth is, while you are busy practicing all this stuff that you are practicing, the women that are having more children, all your work is going to be inherited by their children, because you are only going to be around to enjoy your hard work when you are around. And there is a reason why societies that practice these things are the ones that prosper. The ones that do the opposite, that are copying some of all these things we are copying now, that's why they didn't make it this far. The people that built the West were more traditional than the ones that are, doing the things that they are doing now. So that is where I will leave it. I will start from there, and I will take responses. Then I will be able to respond later on. Clearly, we have a lot
Oh,
of people here.
okay. Thank you to Nigel. I'm going to come to NS. NS, please. Please share
Okay,
your
this is
thoughts.
why Tunaja had said on our politics that he said this. If was it a month ago, or a few weeks ago, that he should be Minister of Women Affairs. You people should be scared.
God,
This should be his
God
policy.
forbid. God forbid.
But so I so two things, right? Um, as a woman myself, of course, I want to have my choice, and that needs to be respected. And we already know that polygamy already women suffer it, right? So I I me personally, that's not what I want. But I think where Tunaija is coming from is like statecraft and how to build your society and what needs to be done and how you go from there. So in that case, if there's a way to build your population, I think to me there's a way to build your population outside of looking at polygamy. You can do that through monogamy, because I think, me personally, I subscribe to the fact that polygamy made us worse off. In If you look at the way Africa in history is and how long we practice polygamy versus other places where they moved to they recognize through the church that, look, monogamy is the best way for us to build a family structure that is maintainable. I think we suffered from being polygamous, because then you have all this competing rivalry within families. That doesn't do well for nation building. So I don't think polygamy must be the way. You can decide to have 6 children per family. I think it will still achieve the same thing than having multiple wives. That's all I want to. Yeah.
Thank you very much, NS. HO, Mama HO, let's have you share your own thoughts on this.
I'm a product of polygamy.
Okay, so you're for polygamy. You support polygamy?
The reason why we fight against polygamy is because of the rivalry. But then, I now happen to have a friend that is from monogamy. But the battle in that monogamy's home is more than my own that is from polygamy. And every time I challenge, I say, why is there more battle from your monogamy family than me that is from polygamy? So, this is my experience. Then what is the origin of monogamy? They will say the Bible say. But if I understand the Bible very well, it said a bishop should be a man of one wife. Are we all bishop? Because that is the origin.
That is for those that are
Yes,
Christians in the house.
Let me finish. When we look at Abraham, when we look at Isaac, when we look at David, when we look at King Solomon, these are people after God's heart. And they are not monogamy. And even when we want to look at the word Christianity, I realize that Abraham, the father of faith, he's the one that gave birth to Ishmael, where Muslim came from. He's the one that gave birth to who? Judaism, Judah, that they practice in Israel. And he's still the one that gave birth to Isaac, where Christianity comes from. And yet, we that claim to be Christian, we condemn them. And yet they are supposed to be our brothers. I think we need to go back to the scripture and understand things. Most of the things that they have taught to us, that has made us to drop our cultural value and our cultural heritage, and we are clinging to what is not working for us. We need to go back to the scripture and understand it from the origin. Because most of the things they sold to us these days, they are nothing but lies upon lies. Doctrines that has not helped us. Doctrine that has not helped us and will not help us. We are here shouting of polygamy, monogamy, and all these things. All this is happening, and yet our men and women that are even married to this monogamy structure, they are not faithful to each other. Women are married and they are still promiscuous, adulteries. Men are married and they are still adulteries. So what are we talking about? We have to go back to the drawing board. We have a society, a decayed society today. Everything starts from the home. Whether polygamy or monogamy, the home has not been structured to prepare young boys and girls for leadership position. And today, we have catastrophe in our nation. Whether we draw monogamy or polygamy, to me, if you want to go and do polygamy, go and do it. As long you are ready to bring them together and let love lead. If you know you are not capable, go for monogamy, but still make sure love lead. Because in most homes in our society today, pursuit of money, pursuit of material wealth, pursuit of, oh, this person get it, this one do this, is what is leading us. That is why we are not available for our children. We are pursuing dollar, we are pursuing naira, we are pursuing businesses. That is the order of the day. And what do? We give them tablets. And today, they are what they are in the society.
Okay,
So
thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Let me
just add.
Go,
it is
go,
easier to build well through monogamy, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Let me quickly come to Ovie. Ovie, wetin happen? Hey, I see you don't become obedient. I see say you put picture. You don't update the picture. Oh my God. Ovie, welcome to my welcome to the village, our village square. And I be this village brothers and sisters. Now we dey here. Ovie, how now? Welcome. Let's have your thoughts on this.
I am vexing because I don't know say you get platform. Now the day we just come back, everybody within my side. We just all of us just the wrong come here. So
I don't say you don't know. Okay, not verse. Now you don't know now.
Anyway. So I mean this is not conversation. Can't get killed.
See, let me before you talk anything, make I refresh people because a lot of people did not start this video from the beginning. The first thing I said was everybody has a right to choose the lifestyle, the type of families that they want, as long as you have the energy for it. That's what I said from the beginning. So please, for context, if you did not watch it from the beginning, you might want to watch it from the beginning to get to this point. Okay, Ovie, now your turn. Now your talk.
I think there is. I mean, I see it from two angles, right? Now, if you want to see it so maybe as a country, right? As a country, what is good for us at this point as Nigerians? I think first of all we need to define what we want and where would they go. Then we'll now adjust accordingly. But as a race, right, as human, I think it changes. Because if you want to go back to before the agricultural revolution, you say, okay, how human beings take they live then? If I understand, everybody just live together. You understand? Picking comes, community, just the raise and they move from one place to another, searching for survivors and all that. Then from the agricultural revolution now, that's where every family is going to everybody can form families, separate and all that. And that's where having more than one wife, because it helps. The more wives you have in a way, you get more children, and at the end of the day, now your factory be that, now your computer be that, your machine be that. That's how the bigger your family, the more you start to have a big farm and all that. Then from there on, move to industrial revolution, whereby no be families now, no be plenty now, but maybe one machine or one, give you a lot. So there's a need for to adjust the family lives too, right? That's where this marry one, blah 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 blah. So I think it changes now. If you look at where we are now, information revolution, right? No need to go farm, no need to go factory or go office. I be just day in front of my computer, I see the control bar. So why I could need wife or why I need husband, where could worry my life? Let me have a baby. So I don't with the change. So I don't know what's going to be like 50 years from now, 100 years from now. Marriage might be illegal. At the talk, and people go say, "Man, I decrease." In the next 50 years, 100 years, to get married might be illegal. We are getting there. So it changes. I don't know. That depends on it. I don't really have a formed view. Say, okay, this one is better or this one is better. Just that. The time that we are in now, I mean, just in Nigeria before, may get carry belle not taboo for you and a whole family, right?
Right.
Now, baby mama na the rain, baby daddy na the rain. That's what some people prefer. There's so many names for it. They would justify it, right? So things they change. If I say now, men I they marry now, I say women they marry now. So never
okay. All right then, Ovie. Wow, your opinion is quite okay. Well, thank you very much for that. Let me come to Brother Paulo. Where have you been? Where are down? Where have you been?
I'll take credit for that. I brought Paul here.
How will I speak English? I want to speak those English of those days. I've been to the London to see the Queen. Unfortunately, the Queen is dead.
You don't tell you have been scarce. We don't find you tired for here. Welcome.
Yeah,
Good to see you. Hope you're well. Happy new month to everyone.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. I've been around, Joe. I'm just trying to rush around my daughter at a college process, so it's taking a lot of toll on me.
Okay.
I can't
Right.
become a I can't become a Nigerian driver for America. Carry go library, carry come back.
Well done. Congratulations. Now, not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Okay.
Welcome. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So real quick, I think for the
Mm-hmm.
first time, I want to go. I want to support my completely opposition. Even
Okay.
the other day, he insults me, forefather, to Niger,
Okay.
for the first time. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's be frank with our information if we want to borrow history. Now, Mama H will talk about polygamy from the Bible. Now, let me take it up from the Bible to present day, in as much as it may be wrong, but I will summarize it. One of the greatest people we have in Nigeria, most of the greatest people we have in Nigeria today, good percentage of them too, they also polygamy. And they get to that level in life. You understand? And statistics has proved this thing over 100 years ago. There are more women than men, maybe due to war and the likes. There are more women than men. Now I am very, very happy that my mother stayed with my father for 47 years till my father passed on and the likes. That is the death do them part. I am so fulfilled and happy that all my sisters got married. I want my daughter to get married. You understand? So we will marry the rest girl if we want this monogamy. So this is where I believe.
Oga Paul, sorry, let me quickly interject. That's your statistics of women are more than men is skewed, though. That's not accurate. That's not
No,
Oh,
accurate.
but the truth, Sister
no.
Moye,
From
a
from
lot
from
of our
from the
men are in
census.
prison.
From
A
the
lot
census,
of the
from the
men are in
census, go and
prison.
look the census in Nigeria, 1990, the 2006 census, the 1991 census, check the 2020 census in America. There are more women than men. You understand? There are more
In
women than men.
America. Okay, go
In
ahead.
Nigeria, I talk Nigeria 1991, I talk
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria 2006
Okay.
census. There are more
Okay.
women than men.
No,
So,
the reason is because most of the men are in prison.
Yes.
uh,
Okay.
well, if the man is if the man is not available and the one we have, so you tend to have this thing. You understand? So if it's not available, then it's not available. So we'll work with the availability. But I am not fighting for that aspect because I wouldn't want my daughter to happen in that category. Now this is just me. But if we want to borrow Chinamanda Adichie word, you don't want that individual thought to generalize it. So I don't want to go in that direction. But what I just felt within me is that the fight. We should tone it down a little bit. Like the person that they work with, if only you can do it the right way, like the way a man will say, I am taking another wife before even taking the wife, the junior wife will, the so-called, you understand, we will see the senior will even approve before they even go ahead, as the case may be.
Please, I
Don't
have a
like,
question for you, Paul. Would you like your daughter to be the junior wife of 6 wives?
you don't even need this question to ask me. I just said I will not. What I said is that I said for those that is comfortable for, if it's comfortable for anybody, let's not make the person a black sheep. Like Ovie said the other time that back in the days, if a girl get pregnant, it's a taboo to the whole family. When I was in Lagos, a girl get pregnant in Lagos, if you are from Delta, they take you to village. If you are from Anambra, they take you back to Anambra to village. Because it's a shame, it's a cost to the whole family.
But
You understand?
sorry, Paul, I don't want to make I not disturb you, but to what NS is asking, who is to determine that your daughter be you? No be her life.
No. That's why I said I don't want an individual opinion to generalize it. For somebody that it works for, like I said, I am happy that my mom got married. I am happy that my sister got married. And I will be so fulfilled that my daughter got married. But as the case will be, will I also be comfortable to see the rest that will not get married? And if they so decide that they want to be number 2 or number 3, who is me to condemn them? That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying that we should just throw it like, let's not put it like a curse to them that choose to be so, or they are weaker vessel. You understand my part now, or they are weaker vessel? No, let's not put it in that aspect. Officially in Nigeria, where we come from, women officially registered themselves as prostitutes to stay in their own home. Still, there are still more women at home, still crying, fighting to get this thing called certificate that I am married. You understand? So this is all I'm saying. So I'm just saying that we shouldn't just blame them, label them. The one that is willing, it's up to you. You understand? But
That's what I said from the beginning. That's what Brother Paul, that's what I said from the beginning.
So when you did your review, Omoye, I completely concur and I agree with you. But what I'm saying in these few days is that you see some people tend to curse anybody that even make themselves second. If you don't stab your friend at the back, if you make it known before you even go into the place where you want to go drink the gogoro or you want to go get the certificate, whichever way, then for me, then I think it's okay. In as much as I would tell you that I don't want my daughter or I don't want my sister, but my individual thoughts, I cannot use it to standardize it that anybody that go against that and break the rules. No, I don't want to be the black sheep like you used to say back in the days. A girl get pregnant, straight up she's going to village. You understand? Education end for you, everything end for you. No, you understand? These days now the girl go stay for her mama house, they watch Netflix, they lick on rates. Even see they call him former boyfriend, say come buy food for them. No shame again.
Maybe for the brand new or the next ones.
That's my thought.
And decide peace.
You know it in there. The problem I have is that when we talk about this topic of polygamy and polygamy or whatever, my question be say, why be say Nigerian men, because the Nigerian men are not really, I can't generalize anybody. They say before you remove the log in someone else's eye, look at your own eye, right? So I'm coming back home to Nigeria. Why be say at this critical stage in our life, and I'm borrowing from Marriott's comments, people are developing their nations and finding ways to make life better and leave a better structure for their children. But most Nigerian men, they think about how they want to marry, join marry, how they want to get multiple children.
Oh, you know, there's a theory about this. There's a racist theory that's all that the African man is capable of thinking about.
Can you imagine that? So, are we playing? Is it that Nigeria, we're not playing into that racist comment? You know, because it bothers me. I've been listening to everybody here, and I see the passion with which Nigeria talks about this thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? Am I missing something? We don't have any structures. As we're speaking right now, there's so many homeless people in Nigeria. The children and the women are suffering the most. People are selling their children at the borders. People are going to countries that they are not welcome in, and they are being their body parts are being removed, right? To take care of their own. They will take them from the person, they go talk to them, one carry and go hospital for checkup. They go put them under anesthesia, comot their essentials, put them for their pikin own or their papa own when they look for. Are we all right? Because right now, what we should be doing is how we're going to build the structures so that we can secure our societies and leave better structures for our children and those yet unborn. Why are we still having a conversation about pekus? The number of pekus
you see that
sorry.
That is the way you understand. Let me just say something. You are understanding.
It's not the way I understand it too, Nigeria. Wait, please. You wanted to talk. After you can jump in. Go ahead.
Don't you know that you are wrong? Because from the beginning, only you admit that. Now only Nigerian men you know. You understand? So you don't know. Maybe say now we see better past others. You don't know.
No, I don't want to compare. I want you guys to be much better than you are already. So now I go call out.
That's not fair now.
Now I go call out.
I just add? So two Nigerians
it is fair.
It's
You
not.
must repair your house before you go the point finger outside.
Thank you. That's
not
where you
Nigeria is
start.
coming from statecraft, from a philosophical thing, but the problem is that most people having this argument don't come from this place you're coming to, Nigeria. Most of them come from, like Omoye said, from the point, like sexual conquest, like, and it is a very stupid thing for people that should be thinking about planning societies and putting structures for generations. That's all is that's on their mind. It's very somehow, like, if you want to think about it, like it, maybe that's
It's
why
we're
we're
in a
back here.
mess. We're in a mess in Nigeria right now. We're in such a mess. Look at our borders, porous. I found a video recently on TikTok where somebody was sharing how porous our borders are in Nigeria. We are surrounded by people that are not even us. We're not even worried about that. So it is bothering me that we're having this conversation, and I'm sorry to Nigeria. I'm not angry. It's just a general annoyance because that's what's playing out. You see
Was I not
our
supposed to say
men,
something?
you see our men worrying so much about pekus and having multiple children. The structure's not there there. We not get the things. We don't ready. Okay, wait, ma finish. I go let you not talk. We are. They say we are our ancestors, right? If going by that saying, that means we don't work for these people. We don't they do overtime right now. When are we going to build our own? That's the question.
Nations. So no, let me just say something quickly. The idea that this is about vanity, you are missing the point, because clearly the men can still do it without any of this stuff you are talking about, polygamy and all the rest, because it's already happening. Men with means can be with as many women as they like. The only problem is sometimes they don't even care about accountability. There's no accountability in it. That is working about here. We had a discussion about the structure of families. I'm saying that we need to keep our family structure together, because it actually helps for generational wealth, and it also helps for with better quality outcomes for children. So that is what I'm arguing about. And in terms of a nation, in terms of population wise, NS is correct. I'm looking at it from a macro level, whereby if you want your people to survive, you have to maximize your chances. To say that we cannot develop, India was once poorer than Nigeria. They
It's
still
still
became a
poor.
space. Let me finish
It
my
is
point now.
still poor.
Yes, but see, hold on now. Come on. Then they still they became a spacefaring nation. They became nuclear power while they were doing all that. Now the West is begging India, oh, can you accept our nuclear submarine, please? Because you are so worth it. Who is offering Nigeria anything? They couldn't even sell us a Tucano jet without us signing something. And we are worrying about whether we should limit ourselves. If you got a gift to do something with it and you decide to limit it, don't blame this in God for it. Don't pray for help when the consequences come knocking. Because if you have an India that is 12 smaller than Africa, because I'm not only talking about Nigeria here, because if we put it in the case of Nigeria, to be fair, Nigeria is densely populated. But if you look at it from the context of Africa, Africa is 12 times larger than India, but they have the same population. That is a problem. If you see that and you don't recognize the problem, then you are just copying other people, saying that you want to be like them, you want to limit yourself when you have not arrived. They have arrived. They can
Nobody's talking about limiting here to Nigeria. Your focus is just building, is increasing number. You have not talked about the structure. I said everybody is free to choose how they want to marry. If you want to do polygamy, find a woman that wants to do polygamy. If you want to do monogamy, find a woman that agrees on that. What you are talking about is putting the horse before the cat, or is it the cat before the horse? You guys know what I'm talking about. You need to put structures in place. As you and I are speaking, there are children that are being sold at your freaking borders. So before you tell me about numbers, tell me, wait, the children that you're talking about, the numbers, whatever, right? Before you do that, secure your border first. put the necessary structure in place first. Then if you want to marry 50 wives, you go look for 50 women, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 50. Are you game? Let's populate the world. I guarantee you there are women who are open to that. They will jump on it with you, and you people will be populating the world. But until then, this conversation you're having, it ain't gonna work because people
I
are
didn't
hungry.
even argue for polygamy.
Wait,
I just
let me
argue that
ask
we need to
Naija,
increase our
wait,
population.
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something to Naija. You don't ever see person when you get house, they on that bridge, get 2 wives. No, I'm just
I've
asking.
never seen that. I've
You
never
don't
seen
ever
that.
see.
I've
Okay,
never seen
good.
that.
And
Tonight,
that is why the issue of structure comes in.
no,
Nobody is saying you should not do it. No, nobody is saying you should not do it. The question I asked earlier is, do you have the resources to sustain it? See,
Clearly,
this
we
talk where
do.
would they talk? This talk where would they
If
talk?
India
Like you see,
has it,
like
we too.
wait. Nigeria, you see. Let me tell you, this is where the problem is. Is your name India? Does India have the resources Nigeria have? Does Nigeria have the resources India have? No.
Nigeria has more than them.
See,
can I understand something?
okay, but no. Excuse me,
I
I'm
mean,
talking.
Africa, we are not
Sorry.
comparing Nigeria to
Hold
India.
on.
Africa
We
has more than
have
India.
more than them, but the question is, have we utilized it the way we're supposed to? So, what proof do you have that adding more to the population will bring much utilization to what we have already? Because already there's destruction. Already our resources are being stolen. And you are saying add. Like I want to understand. And then when you are saying add, I want you to understand that the only thing you're donating is sperm. That's the only thing you're donating.
We are donating manpower. See, in China was able to create a space program. Very, very.
No,
I want to make a very quick listen.
no. Your point.
You're not letting me talk.
Your point does not hold water. Honestly speaking, your point does not hold water. And I said, excuse me, I'm sorry. 1 second, just give me 1 second. And I said earlier, all the people running their mouth for polygamy have never experienced it. People coming from polygamy will tell you, I do not want to do it. Do you have the mental capacity to handle that? Do you have the emotional capacity to handle that?
Wait now, I think, can I understand something? I think your question is, you are not asking a fair question. What are we debating about? Is it the fact that monogamy versus polygamy, or
so it's not really like a debate, monogamy versus polygamy. The talk here is that there are people that are going into polygamy and that their partners did not sign up for polygamy, and then they don't say anything until they go into it, and then they will say, I am a polygamist. And now the partner is fighting against it, but then the spouse is not agreeing or is not giving her that voice or giving understanding, hearing what she's trying to say, because that's what he wants to achieve personally. You understand? And so the point that we're making here is that once you agree to marry somebody, there's some sacrifice that have to be made. There are times that there's some decision that you want to make that will not profit the other person. The person will say, I'm not doing this. I'm not going here. I'm not doing this. I'm not moving to this place with you. That was not the agreement. So the point that we're making is that it's just like a man, like an agege going to marry a straight woman. You know for a fact you're agege. Why don't you just go and live your truth and leave that woman to go and marry who marry her? Why do you have to take a wife just to prove that you're not agege? But deep down, you know you're agege. You understand the point we're making? So we're saying that there are a lot of people that want to do polygamy. If that's what you want, go ahead and do it. The only point that we're making here, they're like Papa and Pekin. The Pekin saying won't go do medicine. You tell and say, no, I don't see that law be your field. Oh. But make you go weigh am, go science class, go test and weigh am if you want to. Make you weigh the options. So because the weight, the amount the power energy where you need for science class, you not to need that for art class. And as they see like this, you too lazy, you don't like to be read. No go science class, go waste my money. You can't say you go do. After they don't carry you go. By the time they graduate, my partner say you don't change course like 3 times. You know tell her. Because you don't swear say you feel do am. You go enter, you can't realize it. No beauty they see for us and no be am.
But okay.
Because all this noise that you guys are making about polygamy is all about pecus and children.
Let me understand.
You won't carry the belly. You will carry the belly.
Wait now, let me understand you correctly. Like, okay. Let me use myself as a question now. From your description, let's say, oh, I don't have what it takes. I'm not capable of having more than one wife, right? I can't go outside, able to convince a grown-ass woman, make it marry me, right? It can't come because it's a second wife in B, and they blame me. How I take
No, no,
convince
no, no,
her?
no, 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 no. Now the first wife where you marry, where you no tell her say you won't get more than one wife. So you marry her in the name of saying that you and her forever titi lie lie.
Okay. I get your
You
point
get
now.
my point?
Okay,
And so when she enter and I say, be like say, I dey like women we get big behind one, you know
but
get so I go add one.
in today's world, is it actually possible? Say now, me and you marry now, and to the point that I don't go bring another wife. You don't know. Say I'm capable of doing that. Is it in today's
Very
world?
possible. You will not do am.
In today's world,
Very possible, sir.
then
Very possible.
I'm
You
not
will
saying
not
the man
do
should
am.
be blamed. The man should not be blaming 100% for that.
Why?
I mean, how you go their house? I go do so they I'm around and enjoy your head, and you say you don't know. And something is
Wait
wrong
now.
somewhere.
Okay. No. Wait. I don't get what you. Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
You, when you start to dey grow, they follow woman. You don't marry.
No, according to you,
Bros, you
yes,
don't
I don't
marry.
have one wife already now. Just
Okay. So before
I
you
say.
marry, when you dey get girlfriend, your mama agree say you dey knack. She don't dey
No,
see you as saint say your pikin be virgin. I dey ask question.
no, that's
Your
not the
man know say you
point
dey knack.
now. It's like you don't know what your husband is capable of doing in that regard.
No,
That's what
no,
you are
leave
saying.
that matter. Oh. No be like that. No.
Yes, now you
See,
can't
the point that when no, I disagree with that.
you can't
I
just
no.
you can't just blame the
See,
man
even when you
100%.
marry, no, you no go know person finish. You have to agree with that. If you're married, you will know. You will not know yourself. You get something where your spouse go do, your wife go do. Where you go, they say, let me go
I,
marry this one.
I agree, but not to the
Ah,
point of me dating another babe outside,
my guy
marrying
reach
in
that
front of
point. He reach now. I don't. But when they tell ourselves true now.
no, but
Make we they tell
that's why
ourselves
I say the
true.
blame no be 100%
Bros,
one
you
side.
guys are not
Not be
saying the truth.
one-sided
I
blame. It
beg.
should be
No,
50-50. It should be
no.
it should
No,
not be
not talk to
one-sided
the
blame.
No, OVA, let me just say this, OVA. If you marry a woman, you
Yes.
go meet the woman, now you will tell her, say, I love you. She'll say, I love you. Go marry, you say yes, right? You
Okay.
marry the woman based on that, right?
Yeah.
When you marry and finish, 20 years later, you just wake up one morning. I want to marry another woman to join.
Okay.
Somehow, I've been feeling polygamous for a while now. You just spring on that woman. When you tell the woman like that, or maybe you didn't even say it, because most times some of these men don't say it. The man will just maybe he'll give the girl belle for her side. Then you can't gather in people, make they come dey beg. They can't say the man don't sin, he don't offend, say no, say they don't talk to you well. Say, but make the woman accept her as second wife. So you impose that second wife on that woman without consulting with her first to say, babe, I love you, but second wife is knocking the door. I gotta show now with second wife. May she say, no, I don't want, or yes, I want. That's where
Okay, so
that's where she's
Oluwamori,
coming from.
so
So
you have
before you go, I may not be like say we hug this platform. Make we let Brother Jude talk. Brother Jude, welcome to this conversation. Let's say what you talk your own.
Thank you, everybody. Just like you just explained now, I don't think it's fair for any woman, for a man to act like that. Because flip it, if you are a woman and something like that happens to you, I'm sure you're not going to be happy. If you are marrying and your wife already knows that you are marrying her and you have never indicated throughout the time you were courting or throughout the time you get to know yourself before marriage, and you've not in any way hinted her or for any reason that, maybe in future, I would like to marry two wives. And then she now marries you, and in the midst of the marriage, at the middle of the marriage, you're now coming to impose another woman on her. I mean, I don't think it's fair. Let's be frank. Let's be sincere. It's not fair. However, I know there are some women also that pushes their husband out, okay, by their nagging behavior, by their cantankerous life. And then in an attempt of finding solace outside, they can, maybe get somebody pregnant. And at the end of the day, it results into bringing the person back home. And then you now see a second wife issue. That is a different story entirely. So in that case, I don't think that woman need to cry wolves because she caused it. I know some people may not agree with me on that, but yes, it happens. But where a woman has been very nice to you, has played her role as a wife, done what she is expected to do by all standard of a virtuous woman, of a good woman, and you now go outside. I think, it's very, very wrong. I think no woman should accept that, and not even the family. If I'm a family to that man, I am not even going to accept it. I'm going to tell him, bro, this thing is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. The problem we have in the society today is that we find people, so many people that see things that are wrong. They don't want to call it that it's wrong. They try to be politically correct, or they try to, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want anybody to say I am bad or this, and then they just look aside or try to marinate it. Call it what it is, Well, why we're talking about this polygamy and not polygamy, for me as a Christian, from the point of view of Christianity, God does not allow polygamy, at least in the modern day religion. Some people might say, what about Solomon? What about, but those are the
Old Testament, coming of Jesus changed everything.
So, because Jesus said he has not come to...
Gaza, point of correction. When it comes to monogamy in the Bible say bishop should be the only one marrying one wife. Are all of us bishops?
Which book be that, ma?
I'll look for it and bring it out. It's there.
Thank you.
The New Testament.
I don't.
We talk about bishop. Let us not. You see, we don't misinterpret this. Is okay.
Well, I have read the Bible, man.
Is all of us bishop?
I have read the Bible.
All of us bishop. That is the question here.
I don't think I've come across that.
It is there. I will look for it and bring.
Madam Mitchell, let him finish his thoughts. Let him finish his thoughts, and then.
Well, I'm hearing that for the first time in the New Testament because
it is there, bishop. That's what the Bible says.
What I know of the New
Testament, Paul that was talking.
What I know of the New Testament, even in the Old Testament, the Bible says in the beginning, God created a man and a woman. Okay, and in the New Testament, Paul said instead of a man to born, he should rather go and marry his own wife. Okay, he didn't say his own wives. He said his own wife.
But Abraham, the father of
the thing is this.
David,
not everybody's a Christian, right?
Okay, Madam Mitchell, one second. Let's just wait. Please hold on, please. Brother Jude, 1 second. The Bible, the part she's referring to is 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 to 12, right? When they're talking, addressing bishops, okay? That a bishop must be blameless. Those are the characteristics of what a bishop. So it was describing the characteristics of a bishop. If you're going to be a bishop, you must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, giving to hospitality, apt to teach. So it was a characteristics of a person with a title. So not necessarily saying, go ahead, Jude.
Okay, if you see, you have even madam, you are even accusing people of misinterpreting that word, but you are even the one that actually misinterpreted it, because from that particular verse, where she has read, that passage where she has read now, it says it's a characteristic for electing a bishop, somebody who is going to lead others in the house of God, right?
Good. But the Bible says you should marry a wife from that's a Bible.
Listen to this. Listen to this. If marrying more than one wife is good by God's standard, why would God primarily, call out that for somebody to be in that position of
Is it God? Is it God that said that was Paul talking?
Wait, Madam Echo, wait now. Madam Echo, wait, make Jude finish. Mute, make Jude, brother Jude finish, I beg. Okay, brother Jude, come.
Okay, you see, I don't know. For me, as a Christian, the Bible is written by men under the inspiration of God. The Bible is the word of God. Okay, even if God has not come down and wrote, even if God did not write it and throw it down from heaven, we believe it's the word of God. And so if Peter is speaking, we believe he's speaking from the unction of the Spirit of God. That's why he said that instead of a man to born, let him marry his own wife, not wives. Okay, and Bible says, what God therefore has put together, let no man put asunder. They are not in that place also. It didn't say what God has put together, a man and wives, let nobody put asunder. Remember, the very first problem God encountered, I would say, when he created Adam, that's the first human being ever that graced the surface of this earth that we live in. The first ever, God created everything else, and then the human being, which was Adam, was the last thing God created. And then the first problem God encountered was that problem of loneliness, which Adam was facing. If God had known that several wives or several women would solve that Adam's problem, don't you think God would have created more Eves and give to Adam? But how many Eves did he create and give to Adam? He made one Eve and give to Adam. So it was as sin begin to multiply, things begin to go haywire, human beings begin to go their own way, that all this issue of monogamy, people marrying different, like, what is it called? Solomon, that had how many hundreds of wives and many concubines, and so on and so forth. That was how all this thing started. But from the beginning, like the Bible says, God created the man, a male and a female, man and woman. All right? For a Christian, well, fine. But if you're not a Christian, you are free, because you're not going to go to hell because you married 10 wives. Nobody's going to go to hell actually because of the sin or he or she is committing. People are going to hell according to the word of God by refusing to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And then when you accept him, of course, that new nature comes into you, then you will no longer live in sin. That's how it works. Like Muslims today, Muslims are not going to hell or other religion because they're of whatever the religion they're serving. They are going to,
But isn't that the problem, though?
Separated.
You are listening to desert dwellers, a desert dwellers religion, to decide your fate. Your forefathers didn't get you here with those religions. And what is the gratefulness you are showing them, or the graciousness you are showing them by adopting a desert dwellers? They tell you to eat sheep, you eat sheep. They tell you to eat cattle, you eat cattle. So
which one is desert dwellers? Which one is desert dwellers?
Desert dwellers, people from the Sinai, the Israel, this thing. They are from a totally different culture. We are listening to them and using them to describe how we should live our lives. That is wrong.
Listen to this. Listen to this too, Niger. There's always an origin for anything under this earth. There's always a point of origin. Okay, Christianity, yes,
we are the first.
Was brought to us, but it originated from somewhere. And the fact that it didn't originate from Imo State, from Lagos State, from Nigeria, does not mean it's not. It shouldn't be accepted.
Thank you, sir.
Before you go into back, can I just add a few comments on my?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is that I almost have more respect, almost though, that's the operative word there, almost, for a man that takes a side chick than one who actively makes a decision to do polygamy. Like I said, you build wealth faster in monogamy. Like even when you think about it in terms of per capita, let's say I'm a rich man and I have 4 kids to give wealth versus I have 6 wives that will fight with 20 children. You can see why, if you look historically at all these polygamous marriages, why it quickly descends into chaos and nothing is secured. So that's one point. My second point is about the Christianity angle. So I I do, maybe I will offend some Christians, but if you look at the early Christians, they were mostly Jewish, right? And by the time Paul is coming into that, he's like a soldier of the Roman Empire, and Romans were mostly monogamous, right? So that influenced a lot of his teaching and how he integrated with the early church. Remember, early church, they had to make decisions whether Gentiles would be allowed, whether male circumcision will be. All these things are like deliberate decisions that today we may see from a religious angle, because in those days maybe religion and state were kind of intertwined. But don't don't
Just a
don't let
heads
it
up.
get lost.
Sorry, Ernest, before you go, just a heads up. Not everyone is Christian, by the way. Let's bear that in mind. Not everybody
Exactly.
accepts the Christian religion. So if anyone
Yeah,
is talking based on their religion, that's their personal
exactly.
religion, right? So
Mhm.
that's what I'm gonna leave that
I
there.
mean, the
Yeah.
Okay,
traditionalists, they married more than one wife. They could marry more
wait,
than
Let
one
wait,
wife.
Ernest
wait.
finish
Nobody's going
Let
to
me
speaking.
stop
finish
them.
the point.
Bro,
I'm
Jude,
I
let
wasn't
Ernest
saying this
speaking.
as, I'm reading this purely from a historical perspective. That's why I'm making the point that don't forget that the early Christians were Jewish. Paul was a soldier of the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire is what embraced Christianity and took it across the world and into Europe in the way that we know today. And the Romans were mostly monogamous, and that also influenced the teaching that the church now embrace. I'm just saying, put that in historical perspective. Now my last point was on Islam, and Muhammad saying that you can take the number of wives that you can manage, which was
No,
at that
4.
point.
The maximum is 4.
Exactly. It was more practical. But if you look at a lot of Arabic countries, how many of them currently have this multiple wife system? Because my point is that people have seen it time and time again and have evolved from that place. Because guess what, when you look at, so I'm not talking from a personal point of view now, but when you look at how I'm addressing to Niger and his statecraft, when you look at how societies are built, ultimately polygamy does more of a disservice than any kind of service to any country or group of people that want to practice it. If you want to build your population, I think you should not use polygamy as your primary tool to do that. You can incentivize it in other ways.
Thank you
Okay,
very much, Ernest.
Just
That
can
was
I
fine.
wait
That
one
was
respond?
very.
second.
Can I
Wait,
respond? Is that
No, no, no.
I've not had time to speak? Oh,
Naija,
wait,
wait. Wait.
pause. Wait first, I beg. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you very much, Ernest, for saying that. That was very well stated. I appreciate your insight from that angle. To Naja, okay, you can respond.
okay, great.
After to
So,
Naija.
Emilio
so
con,
for
Emilio
me,
con.
you see, this is
Okay,
the
and
thing.
look on. Okay, after to Naja, we'll come
This is
to Brother Paul.
this is the thing. Since I'm being forced into deciding whether to defend polygamy when I'm here talking about the need for
I'm
us
not
to
asking you. Nobody's asking you
aspire.
to defend
So
it.
hold
Wait,
on
wait, wait,
now.
wait,
But
wait, wait. Wait, Tunaja.
I
Nobody is asking you to defend polygamy. You've already made your stance. You've clarified yourself from the
yes,
beginning. You said that you're not saying it has to be polygamy, right? If
yes.
you can, please, can you redefine your stance so that people can be clear?
Can I? Okay,
Nobody's
good,
forcing
good.
you to
Sympathizing with
take
the
a
women.
stand. Sorry,
I
go
am
ahead.
saying,
That's what you say.
I am saying that.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead,
go ahead.
Tunaja.
Yeah, I'm saying that if a society, some of the people that often frown at polygamy the most, they are the ones that are very, very open to gay marriage and all the other forms of marriage that exist under the sun. And at the same time,
That's not
um,
correct.
can I
No,
can
no,
I
no, no.
finish?
No, no,
What?
no, 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 no,
Where
no,
do
no,
you
no.
get your
That's
Can I
numbers
not
say
from?
something?
accurate.
Can I
No, no,
just say
no, no.
something?
No,
You are
oh my
labeling.
God.
That is wrong. No, no. You cannot
Okay,
say that because there are multiple people in polygamous relationships that are also flowering. So please don't
okay.
even make it about only poly. Na lie. That does not exist.
Tunaja, I beg, where did they get
Please.
your numbers from?
No, okay. My point is that one is mostly tendencies, but my point is the point that let me make my main point. My main point is that one, the need for the fact that polygamy exists is sort of the I keep repeating it, that 40% of men historically make it to reproduce. So due to conflict, accidents, wars, and all the kind of hazardous things men get involved in, so the women that are remaining have to get married, but that doesn't necessarily
They
translate
don't
to
have
today.
to.
Yes.
They don't
No,
have
no.
to. No, they don't have
If they
to.
don't have to, you don't. Of course, you don't have to. But the side that does will replace you. It's that simple. My point is that um, you don't have to. You can decide not to have children in your life. Why
I
why
did
bother
not say
having
I don't
children?
have to. I'm
But
just
the
saying
ones
the
that will have children to
40% of
have
women
children,
that you are
let's see
saying
where
they
you are
do
going
not
to end up
have
in
to.
history. Yeah, but that's my
No,
point.
no, 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 no.
See,
Hold on a second.
see.
No, hold on a second. Let me interject. No, no, no. Let me add before you go. The point I'm
Okay.
making is that let me tell you, marriage is not for everybody. It's not everybody that will marry before they die. Not be every woman go born pikin, even though you be woman. It gets some people who God assigned say by their self they no go get picking. I want you
Mm.
to understand that fact. So
Oh
you
no, that
saying that the
fact.
40%, and what my problem with your point is that you're making point with that fact number one. You're only thinking of reproduction. And we're talking about infrastructure and other stuff. You have not harnessed on that. Oh. You
Oh
just
no,
they
no.
think of like you think go marry, you know get work. You think go marry, you know get work. So we're thinking about the groundwork now. We're like, okay, what's supposed to be done? This is not even issue of marriage second wife. Do you have what it takes? What is we are talking about? Your own is just to reproduce. Those women, what will happen to them? Nothing will happen to them, my brother. The ones will go
You
cry
see,
before they marry, they will cry. The ones will go marry, go marry. The one will go, they say they don't go born, they don't born. Leave matter for Matthias. And
okay.
I want us to look at this thing from a non-religious perspective. Honestly speaking, let's be realistic now. Let's leave religion out of it. Let's just be
Well,
realistic.
I thought you
In
were
the beginning,
chipping in.
people
You
were
are
not
going
here.
on and on.
In the beginning, people were not here, and I said back in the day, our parents were doing polygamy because of famine, because of the wealth that they were gathering. And men that are into polygamy, when you go to their house, you will know their kids don't go to school. They don't have to pay school fees. They don't have to pay all of these things that we are paying now. But the point that we're making is that the world has evolved. What benefit has polygamy of to us?
The use of
To Nigeria, let me come in this aspect from this
am
aspect.
I allowed to finish my point? I'm
Okay,
just
go
trying to
ahead.
make it.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just trying
You
to
know,
make a
Go
get
point.
ahead.
You
flame.
see, fine. If you don't like it, that's up to you. But just let me make my points. See, you are free to do whatever you want, but you can do that. But nature will decide what it does with you. Consequences will always flow. If you limit your ability to defend yourself and determine your fate in this world, just know, just sign up to the fact that the ones that are maximizing their capabilities will take over. They will take over all your hard work. If you are at peace with that, fine. When we talk about infrastructure, we all know, people that know me anyway know that I talk more about security and transparency. And if you put another layer on top of that, you would technology, because these are
Let
the
me give
things we
brains.
lost. No, I've never said it here because generally topics I have to stay within the topic. But these are the fundamentals that we've lost. That's what we didn't have when Europeans arrived, and that's something we have still not fixed. But to do these things, we also need to build our capacity. That's our own people, because we see human beings as burdens when they are our greatest asset. Most of nations don't even have natural resources, and they are running circles around us all over the place. They are human beings are weapons. Children are the greatest things you can create in this world. And the fact that we frown at this and make it look like some dirty business or dirty stuff is a wrong way to look at it. Because every other people that have access to space have maximized to create their own societies. But we, everything we
Wetin
copy
dey come
other
for
people.
abroad?
Let me finish my point now. Everything we copy other people. We are copying another man's religion, like Jude was telling us today. We are copying another man's religion, but we don't know our place in this world anymore because we copy everybody else. In reality, they are our children, but we are copying them all over the place. When we should be charting our own path that it suits us best. I'm not saying polygamy is the best way. Some advantages, like if somebody is high performing and very, very intelligent, you would rather have him have child with only one woman that will limit his genetic lineage to about 5, 6, maybe 8 children when he could have more, and when there are women
What
without
are you
husbands.
trying to say? What is your point? You're going to force people that are smart, that are geniuses to have multiple children? Is that what you're saying because you want to preserve gene? I don't understand.
I'm just come on.
Here we go with the Kweku smarter again. Oh yeah, continue.
Nigeria, this your
Naija.
idea. This your
To Naija,
idea.
can you let me come in now? To Naija, so that you say.
Yeah, go. Yeah, go ahead.
So to Naija, let me try to say something that you said. When the Europeans came to Africa, I strongly want to believe that our population in Africa was still more than their population when they came. If you want to talk about they were smart with the little things that they have, well, no problem about it. We were loved, we were so loved, and we know how to forgive. That is one of our greatest DNA. We know how
And
to
we were
forgive.
united. We ate together. We
every other
did a
thing.
lot of things. People were not taking
that
advantage
spirit,
of each other.
That spirit of forgiveness makes them take advantage. You see what is going on in America. One thing will happen to black people, the next minute they forgive, then history will repeat itself again. You understand? You know, I don't want to go through that race part. Another aspect of it, when you said all these things, the West today, you live in the UK. The population of England is under 65 million. Our population should be more than maybe 3 times that size of England today as we are talking. So when you are talking about population, and if I want to agree with you with population, yes, you can come up. There can be other method. Do you know some 50 years ago, the Jewish people in America are not considered white. But when the white people felt their population is shrinking, they kind of technically make the Jewish people white just to increase their population so that they say they are the majority ethnic group. Even some Arab people, they ask them to be white. When the chips are down, they don't class them to, this is not white. That's why you have what you hear, Hispanic and non-Hispanic, stuff like that. So there are other ways you can play the game. We can twist the game around. Like if you want to talk it from economic part, if we make our country great, maybe we should be also do visa for people. People will still apply for visa for 1-2 years, like they applied to come to America for years, wouldn't get visa, everyday denial and the likes. Well, if you want to use population-wise, you can use that. The West today, they use that same thing to bring people. When they meet their threshold, they start using all type of way to reduce people and the likes. If they need people, Canada need people, they pack people in, Australia need, they pack people. That's from your own aspect. But I don't think that aspect when you think we just need this population without making budget for them, without no proper structure, no provision for them in terms of economic, their welfare and everything. It doesn't work like that. There is a reason why they use this word called human resources. Because back in the days, human beings are very resourceful. You understand? That's why we have these human resources. But today we know what AI can do. Artificial intelligence, we know what it can do. Today we see so many companies, government lie, they create one job, employ 2,000 people there, they'll say 2,000 job, direct job, indirect job, 500,000 job, and everything. Just play politics when we know that technology is technically doing more of this job. If we raise all these kids and we don't invest in these kids very well, my brother, I will use one story for you. late Dora Akuili. She said something, the blessed memory of late Yaradua as well. Dora begged Yaradua that one of his brother is getting married, if they can use the villa for the reception, a very small reception. She told Yaradua that what you suffered in where you come from, I suffered the same thing, because where I'm from in Anambra State, they don't train a girl child. And Yaradua too, where he come from the north, they don't invest education in the girl child. Today, the girl child is working in the villa. So Dora said, he told Yaradua, I said, every time that she goes back home, they keep asking her, is Aso Rock underwater? Is it on top of the rock? Where is Aso Rock inside that place? And the likes. So many people dream to visit the villa. They don't have access to the villa. It's not like White House that people visit everywhere, or your number 10 down the street. And Dora told Yaradua, and Yaradua accepts to bring the family there. The usefulness of a girl child brought all our family to see the villa. So, my brother, it is not the population of the family, it is the usefulness of that population that is important. Today, what we enjoy in America today, that they call America today, it is less than 5% that are doing well, that is taking care of good percentage of Americans. That's why sometimes you see some of us who say, the dumb people you see in America today, you'll be so shocked. And they are dumb with pride. They say, hey, Paul, can you do this thing to me? I can't read. I am dumb. I don't know math. I hate math. They tell you to your face. Not in Nigeria where they shame people so low. They tell you to your face. You understand? But the few of them that did well for their country, everybody's benefited from that. I believe that is how Europe is too. You know, so my brother, just talking, say we could just begin to raise children, they raise Alamajiri every corner. My brother, that will not take us anywhere, because China is even trying to reduce their population. The Indian that you are talking about, good percentage of them are also living below poverty. That's my submission.
Thank you very much, brother Paul.
Victor.
Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that insight.
You are missing
Jude,
the picture
go
of what
ahead.
I'm talking
You wanted to
about.
say something.
You see, already, for instance, in Nigeria, we already have a lot of people. We already have enough people. I'm not saying we shouldn't have more. What we should be focusing now in Nigeria, and in fact, in Africa is probably the fastest, the continent that has the fastest population growth today, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so, but the problem we have is lack of development, is corruption that has bedeviled the continent, that the leaders are not doing what they're supposed to do. In Nigeria, for example, all we should be focusing now is how to get a good leader, how to get good leadership, so that the bulk of the children we have that are out of school, that are languishing over everywhere, begging money, begging for alms here and there, every street or every nooks and crannies of Nigeria, especially in the north, so that those children will be given a sense of direction, a sense of living. Okay, if it is vocational education or training, whatever skill they can impact on them, or whichever way they can make them to have a sense of direction in life, that is what we should be focusing now. Not marrying too many wives, or marrying many wives. Okay, but like I said, many wives, people who are not Christians, they are free to do that. Nobody stops them. Niger, if you want to marry 10, I'm sure nobody will stop you. If you're in Nigeria, but in America, of course, you can't do that, right? Then somebody was making a point, although that's not what we're discussing here at the side.
Yeah, so before you bring that point on, 1 second. So I'm holding this conversation right now, not to say no, they like the video, and you are not using super chat. All my videos to Niger, you be number 1 corporate. Every video when I don't do, they demonetize them. Then you can add your own. The last 2 lives to Niger, though they drop bomb for that video. Goza. I get email.
I've liked the video.
So utilize the super chat in addition to liking, utilize for demonetizing all the videos. Okay, Mr. Jude, go ahead now.
Okay, yeah. Someone was. I made a comment that no cheating should be allowed in marriage. Period. I think that is not correct. Okay, in as much as
Oh,
I wouldn't advocate for that, but let us be sincere. If a man marries and you have one wife now, right? And every day you are doing what you're supposed to do as a father or as a husband, doing I'm talking about responsible husband, oh, right? And then you have this woman that you put in the house, and then every time you come, she's giving one excuse or the other, especially some of these career women. They're giving her, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, every day excuses
Okay,
and
so do you
excuses.
have a bias against my career women? I don't understand. Why do you have
No, I don't. I
Okay.
don't undermine,
Okay.
but this thing comes
Oh, but you know,
mostly.
by now, a caregiver, and I ain't like to marry.
This not,
Okay.
you see, don't get it. You people are getting it twisted now because some of this issue comes from these career women. Okay, so to say, not all of them anyway, but it comes from them. I know they're giving excuses. It's either they are they say they feel so tired, they are not in the mood, or some one thing or the other.
They
And
could be tired. That is a legit thing. Yeah. You don't you
okay,
get tired?
now if I speak from the point of view as a Christian. In the Bible, there's no such thing like tired in the Bible. Why you should
What
refuse?
do you mean there's no such thing as tired?
The only thing
Are
Bible
you
says,
saying you're married to a bionic woman that she will do
hello,
everything and still come and perform? I mean, I don't understand. This insanity that you are using to
what was that?
weaponize. What do you mean by she doesn't have? What do you mean by that? The same Bible? Are you trying to tell me that when you go out, you don't get tired? No, brother, don't say that.
Oh my
That's unacceptable. Because you can come back
okay,
home and you can say you are tired.
how many times will you be tired? Today is tired,
There's
tomorrow
nothing
is
wrong. You
tired.
will ask. Okay, do you help her? Do you help her in
1
the
week is
house?
tired, and the
Do
man
you
is
help
there.
her in the house? Do you
Eh?
help her? Do you help her so that she
Did you
doesn't get
follow
tired?
what I'm
Do you help
saying?
her?
I say a responsible man that is doing all his duty in the house as a
When you say
responsible
duty, what
husband.
do you mean? You have to clarify duty. What is duty
Okay,
to you?
when I say a responsible husband, what do you mean by that? That is
Explain it to
his
us now,
role.
because some of
Eh?
us did not go to school. So explain what a responsible man is in your own way.
Okay, until I know those who didn't go to school, raise your hand. Those who didn't go to school.
Wow.
So that I can explain.
Did you just say that, Jude, man? I can't believe
I
you
said
said that.
that. Yes. Because all these excuses, those are the things. One, listen, those are the things breaking homes today. All these frivolous excuses and people making up things and bringing up one or the other. Some say, oh, because he did not help her wash a dish, so therefore she should be excused as being tired and all of those things. And then even men too deny their wives. I'm not just focusing on women alone. Okay, it's on both sides. The only condition that people's spouses should, say no to each other, but like the Bible says, on the ground of fasting and prayer, and both of them have to communicate with each other first. If both of them are not going to do the fasting and prayer together, that is what the Bible that I read teaches me. Okay, I don't care, because some of us now, when we come to this issue of marriage and things like that, some of us who are Christian, they throw the Bible away. They discuss with the standard of America, with the standard of any society that they are. And that is why marriages and family is being destroyed every day. It's being decimated every day because of all this obnoxious idea, here and there. Okay. If two people
Can
that are
I
in the
just
house
ask
of
you a question?
husband and wife, what question? Go ahead.
Yeah. But don't you think that by saying, does it affect both sides in terms of not one side disagree and say, oh, I'll say, oh, I'm not ready? Or is it that it's on, from your point of view or the Bible's point of view, that it's only the men that has a kind of upper hand in terms of being able to demand and get what they want?
I say on both sides. If the woman, sometimes a woman might come to the husband who maybe has not been looking at her and stuff like that and say, hey, what's going on? since 2 days you have not touched me. What is going on? And then if that man, if he's the kind of man that goes outside, in fact, that is another way of knowing a man that goes outside. Because if you are a woman, a wife, doing what you're supposed to do as a wife, as a responsible wife, and that man always give excuses and come, I'm tired, I beg, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. And if woman eventually goes seeking for solution outside, the man should be wholly responsible for that. Same applies to the woman. So all this, he's cheating on me, or this one is cheating on me, and then no. Any of those individuals, anybody that does any of this, and the other partner goes outside looking for remedy, especially when it becomes a routine, when it becomes how would I put it? When it becomes a constant occurrence. Okay, I'm not just saying one time. Yes, a woman can come back from work and being very tired. Of course, the husband should be understanding, and it should be well communicated. Okay, they should be well communicated.
Brother Jude, this thing where you dey complain, now two-way drive. We will be men, we dey complain with immunity. Like say we be president, we dey no go arrest.
That is what I'm saying.
We go complain. Say work no go kill me. We dey complain every day. And they fit absorb them. But when they all complain, we will call remember say the person still get papa, he get mama, he get friend, he get pastor. My brother, we too will be men with a complain. Brother Jude, I will complain yesterday.
But to be fair, if we limit ourselves as men, no, Jude, can I just say something? I think if we limit ourselves as men that have been that we pretend as if we didn't evolve in certain ways, I think we are lying to ourselves. Men, if a man has to remain monogamous, maybe women too, they play their own game. If a man has to remain monogamous, you can see why some of them will argue that, okay, why should they be deprived of, whenever they need this in companionship, or however, I try to put it the most polite way. So you will see why people complain about that. But this is a consequence of having been in a monogamous setting. But if you allow them the freedom, you see, now this is where that issue goes away, because now they have options. If this one is not ready, the other one is ready. The woman could be pregnant today and may be heavy with pregnancy, which means almost practically for all intents and purposes disabled. Then you expect the man to just be twiddling his toes and waiting throughout that period. Then chances of cheating increases, chances of having problems increases. So there has to be
woman that is pregnant should not have sex. Who told you that?
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I know you're an expert in these things, but I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying that in some cases it can be actually quite risky if the woman is not very well, because pregnancy tends to come with some illnesses. And also, if a man is designed by nature itself, if we believe in evolution, for millions of years to be able to procreate to a ripe old age and with multiple partners, as many as that, tells you how we evolved. It's not by accident that was done that way. If a woman's body responds to when a child cries, there is a reason why that is the case. Biologically, I always argue this, biologically, that women are biologically more precious, more important. What men are more expendable, even if they are more potent. You can have one man and you recreate another generation, but you cannot have one woman and get another generation properly, because
can I just add, since you're talking about evolution, I think what they said evolutionary.
I'm just trying to save you, because you're digging yourself into a hole.
Whatever I'm saying, I
can Ernest, please let her speak. Go ahead.
What they've said about evolution and why we evolved to be monogamous is that what used to happen, I don't know when Homo, whatever sapien, or whichever one anyway, was that typically males would kill a child because the women were more of like child nurturers. When a man wants a woman that maybe has a child, they will kill the child to get to that woman. So if that woman is not taking care of the child, she'll be available to the other man, right? So men evolved to start taking care of the child and their woman in order to protect them from outside. So funny enough, I think
Exactly. Thank you,
women
Ernest.
tend to be even more, even if you look at our own traditional practices, right? Women will work out more. I think if women can learn to control those instincts, I don't see how it's hard for men. I think African men keep lying to themselves.
It's
Just
not only African men, and besides,
Exactly.
that is a wrong analogy.
Exactly. No, no,
I
no.
can give
Let's
you
even
see,
focus it more.
she doesn't
Ernest,
want me
wait.
to
Now, two
challenge the
Naija,
idea.
wait,
Okay. Oh, come on,
wait
man.
first. Two Naija, wait. Let's
There are no
focus
ape
the two.
societies that are
Ernest,
like that today.
Nigerian men. Talk no fear. We dey here. Nigerian men. Ernest, so ya carry go. We dey here.
She's looking for people to rescue her. There are no ape societies that are like that today. All ape societies are still a kind of polygamous societies. So for one, if we start making the
So you
societies
be
and
ape
design,
now. So you are ape. You
oh,
are
are we
ape.
not? See, we all know
Wetin be your
how
we
we
not? No,
evolve.
you be
We
baboon.
all know
Are
how we
you
evolve.
baboon
So
right now?
see,
You have a
somebody has
tail.
to
Are you living in a zoo?
see
I was
somebody
created
has
by
to go
God.
to the
I
bushes.
didn't evolve from ape. If you
Of
evolve
course
from
not. You didn't evolve from him.
God,
You probably descended from heaven directly.
I
Point.
was created by God.
Of course, we are all creations of God. The fact that we are
So
created, not
how
because we
can you then
evolved.
evolve from ape if you are created?
You can evolve by the creation of God. There's no reason why God created you. Were you there when He created you? Do you know the mechanism they use? It could be evolution.
The Bible told me he
Are you the
molded.
professor?
I'm breath a breath of life
Oh,
into
He
me.
molded you. Yeah, because
Yes, I'm
God is a
breath a breath
sculptor.
of life.
Yeah, because it's a sculptor. You don't know. See,
Oh,
my
okay.
point is saying we have to go with the scientific knowledge here
Okay, if
because
God,
that's what she
excuse
just
me.
used just now.
Right. Yeah.
We will have to go with scientific method. You know that. That's what she used
Forget about
argument.
this
But the
evolution
argument
nonsense.
doesn't
I don't
hold
believe in
because
evolution.
from gorillas to chimpanzees, name them, none of them are monogamous. This is the relationships, and our societies evolved to be polygamous, especially the higher functioning and higher performing. This in males generally have multiple partners, and there is a reason why women crave men that have this in that are very very successful. Not only because of just material stuff alone, because they their genes to pass to the next generation. We are still practicing it today, but we are lying to ourselves by creating structures to pretend as if it doesn't exist. Why is it that a man that is rich has so many women chasing that man, while a man, a perfectly good guy, but just because he's not rich, cannot get a woman's attention? Because you know the term they use that women are hypergamous, or I don't know the proper term, because they desire men of higher status and higher class.
Says who?
They are. That's what women do. You
Who
know that.
conducted that study?
see,
It's a
Which
fact. It's a scientific
analysis
fact.
be that one? Who
You can
talk
you
am?
can
Wetin be
consult
the name of the
you can
person wey talk
consult
am?
our female this thing
Anyway, Omoye, don't argue that,
guy.
okay?
NS can
That's a
testify
fact
to
out
that.
there.
see, the thing is that's why I'm telling you that if you look at how monogamy evolved, the protection of women, like first of all, let's just agree, marriage is political. It is a contract. So how you design it has nothing to do with I don't even know, falling in love, or like it's just a way to secure wealth. That's what marriage came into being for. Which is why
Wow.
I'm wondering why you want 10 wives. Like anyway, let me not
That
go
is
I don't
not
there.
what
want 10
marriage
wives. I
is
don't know why
meant
people
for.
keep saying I want
That
10
is not
wives. They give me
that
all
is
kinds of
not
things because
okay.
I say I want population. I never said
No,
I wanted 10 wives.
I
I
don't
wanted to
mean
have many
you
children.
personally tonight. I guess what I mean is why one will make the decision to have 10 wives. Like, that's wealth dilution. It makes no sense. Do you see what
Wealth
I'm saying?
dilution. How about creating new generation of wealth creators? Because you
No.
created the wealth. What makes you
Which
think that the
wealth
ones you
you go
created
live
will not
for
create
them?
wealth?
The one when you say marry
Eh?
50 wives, now you want live for them.
Can you
By the
imagine?
time you are gone,
See,
you will have nothing for them to
Two
inherit. They
Nigeria
will
will
need
leave
to
them.
go back
if
to
we
the
were
farm.
We leave each
practicing,
per
human
parcel
beings will
of
not
land
spread all
for
over the
each
world.
to farm.
See, if we are practicing what people are saying, human beings will not spread all over the world. We are multiplying. Themselves Christians, he say, go forth. and multiply. All those people, the reason why we are all over the
But
world
you
today is
see,
because
that's
human beings went out and
which is
multiplied.
the point I made, right? Because the Roman people had to come and become strong as an empire, because I know you like statecraft and all these things. That's why I'm using this example, because normally in Jewish culture it was be fruitful and multiply. They married multiple people, but the Roman people, being a people concerned with empire building, they had outlawed polygamy in their own states long ago, because they already
But they had
knew what they
mistresses
needed.
massively.
Huh?
But they had mistresses. That's all their elites had mistresses. That's they do it openly. It's not even hidden in
Because
the
that's
Roman
why
life.
the concept, that's why even I hate to use this word, but the concept of a bastard child came up, right? Because they don't claim you as part of
Exactly.
the wealth. That's my whole point.
But
Like, they
they were
have it,
fighting
but
against nature.
Okay,
you never feel the
HO
wealth.
has not spoken for some time.
I get what
I'll
you
let
mean
you,
about wealth, though.
Ernest.
I do take your point.
Ernest, I'll please hold your thought for a quick second. Let me come to Madam HO. Just in case she needs to add some, because she has been quiet for a while now. Madam HO, are you still there? Are you with us? Be like say, Mama, don't go sleep. Oh.
Mm,
She forget us. Okay, oh, Mama,
that's
good
fine.
night, oh.
But she's
I'll
for
take her out.
polygamy now. But Ernest, do you
No, she
agree
didn't say
that
she was
it's
for. She said everybody can choose what they want. So yeah,
oh
go
yeah, you
ahead,
see that's
Ernest.
good at least something. Do you agree that there is benefit in the highest performing individuals being able to procreate more than the one that is of of lower performance because it makes the next generation stronger? Do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I didn't say to you. I'm to acknowledge I'm listening.
Yeah.
So I think we've all said that people can do whatever they want on a personal level. What you have been talking about, you see what I'm saying about, you're even confused with the argument you're making. Are you making a political um statecraft argument here, or are you making the case
No,
on
no,
a
no, 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 no.
personal level? Because I
No, I'm
keep
making a
giving you
case on the
points after
polygamy
points
level. I
why
wasn't
that
making a case for
doesn't work.
polygamy. No, I'm
Sorry.
making a case for polygamy now. I wasn't making a case for polygamy at first. I was making a case for
Mhm.
population. We shouldn't necessitate. But now I'm making a case for polygamy in terms of the benefits that come from polygamy. That if a higher performing individual that has acquired so much wealth, because clearly they are higher performing, wants to have many children, don't you think it benefits society that those higher performing ones go on to procreate compared to the ones that are of lower performing individuals?
I mean, there can be a case for that, but is that not available in Nigeria? Because as far as I know, legally, they may only recognize one wife, but customary court also is recognized in terms of marriage. There's customary marriage, and customary marriage allows you to marry more than one wife. So what? So that's my point. It already happened. So why put the power of the state behind this craziness? Because you're now encouraging it where it has no business. That's all I'm trying to say. Because time after time after time, it has been shown to be a wealth killer. Polygamy is a wealth killer. And people
No,
that
no,
have
no. That's
embraced it
not
have
fair.
dumped it, and
It's
you want
actually
us to go
inaccurate. See,
back
it's
to
It's
it.
actually
true. It's very
inaccurate.
true. It's not inaccurate.
See,
It's
most
true,
of the
Nigeria.
empires in history practice polygamy. So why would you just choose the Roman one that is
Which
monogamous
empire
and
now?
you
Which
say that
of
it's
now
okay?
Africa? We now Nigeria we
From
they
the
talk about
Persian,
which
yeah,
empire
even
for
in
Nigeria right
the
now
Mali
get the
Empire,
money.
the Benin
What did the
Kingdom was
Mali
not
Empire achieve?
monogamous.
The money they touch
Oyo
you,
Kingdom was not
with
monogamous.
the wet, he touch you, he touch you. The money they touch your hand. I beg.
See. Why are we right? Why are we hiding from ourselves?
We are
This
not
is just
hiding.
the
I'm
truth
not
of life.
hiding. I'm not hiding at
You
all.
are
I'm just
hiding, no,
saying.
because
No, I'm not. No,
If the
you
if the
cannot.
credit
No,
clearly shows
you
we were
cannot accuse me of that. I'm sorry, my brother. You know that one like can't apply to me. You know why? You talk
okay.
about wet. You say polygamy. Oh yeah, no, that's not true. That's not true. But the wet for Nigeria, how many don't touch your hand? How many? Tell me, say you not strumble till you reach where you did today. It's just a fact. When you have numerous children, plenty all over the place, how you want even some people don't even know their children. They don't know their name complete because they have multiple children. Some of them don't even know they need the mothers or somebody will not come and introduce them and say, this is your child by your 16th wife. Her name is or his name is Tunaija. That's him right there with his coconut head. Eh?
see, the problem, the problem, the issue of not knowing names and not being able to take care of the children is separate from the validity
Is
of
not
actually having
separate.
them.
It is not separate. This is
The reason
why
why it is
with
separate
the
because the symptoms
creation,
remain
with
even
the
if you don't have them.
no, but guess what?
No, that's
Problems
With
not true.
remain.
The symptoms don't
Yeah,
remain.
if you
If you
don't have
have
the
20 children
for
versus 8, how won't you know the names of 8 children versus 30 children, for
thank you.
example?
because if you have 3 children, if your nation is still poor, your nation still remains poor. It makes no
Forget
difference.
about
And
it.
if
That's why I
anything,
said you can take another tool that is more effective. If that you claim is your goal, you can take another tool that is more okay. For example, in America, the birth rate for a long time, the ideal was to have like a family of 4 until recently, right? So also if you look at grandparents or great grandparents, the ones that were monogamous, you see their typical size of a family was like 8 to 10 from one woman. And I'm not saying I'm for that because there's at least like there's an effect on the woman, but I'm saying if that's your goal, you can still go through that means versus saying, oh, you want to have 20 wives, which I don't think the goal there is population growth. There must be other nefarious goals.
I see. I can think that way because of the way most of our men have been performing. But in terms of the real world, there are consequences. We can't negate that and trivialize it and say it's just all about vanity because the vanity aspect of it can still be done without polygamy. It's happening now. It's happening in the West right
But
now.
Nigeria, I've
So I
been
don't
making
understand
the
why we keep
point.
going back to that.
I've been making the point and showing you systematically how people keep living that polygamous structure because it does not do this thing that you claim it does. Over and over and
Thank
over
you.
again,
Loudly.
people have embraced it and left it because it doesn't make sense in terms of what you're trying to say it does. You can't force it to make sense. There's literature upon
Okay.
literature of this thing that has been studied that polygamy does not make sense both for the man and the woman. It doesn't make sense. So why do we need to
See,
go back to this kind of worldview that
let me
we're
explain why. Let me explain why. Because if it's okay for a man and man to get married and a woman and woman to get married, and you are frowning on the reason why we currently exist in this world today, you have to ask yourself questions that who is going to pay the
That's
ultimate
not
price
what
sooner
we
or
are
later.
talking
You
about.
know what I'm
That's not
saying? No,
Tunaija,
you see,
please
but why?
let me
But that's
interject
exactly what
here.
I'm talking about.
Wait. Let me interject here because let me tell you, you're just very biased in your take. Marrying same people marrying did not start today. It has started from the beginning of when man existed. Please
They were not marrying
go
each
back
other.
and read it. Wait. Because when you slide it in as a result of why people should have multiple children or grow population, it does not tie into it. If you have
No,
multiple children, the ones where they go still like the same, go still dey among. What do you then do?
see, one, they were not doing women and woman marriage before now. They were not. They were not doing
They
man and
did
man
not
marriage
make it
before now.
private. They did not make it public for all of you nosy people that
um
want to know everything. They
Okay,
excuse
didn't
me,
make
but
it
that's my
public.
Naija,
point. That
you're
is my
from Benin
point. If they were not
Kingdom
making
now.
it
Isn't
public,
there a
and
tradition where
but they are
if a
making it
woman
public now, why are they not making polygamy public
wait hold
now?
on now, forefathers, aren't you from Benin Kingdom? I don't really know the tradition well, but isn't there a tradition where a woman can take on a wife if she has built enough wealth or something like that. Like a woman that has the status in the community as wealthy, like a man, can take on a wife or something like that, and that wife can now go to an older woman can now go to a younger man and birth children that the woman with the wealth and status claims as hers, but then lives with that young woman as her wife equivalent. There's a tradition like that now.
Yeah, there is.
I've never heard of it. I can see why they did it. And if you notice it, it's for mostly procreation. This thing to have a man, this thing. So see, the point I'm making here is that if a man, this thing, that's marriages are to be, you are accepting other forms of marriage. There's no reason why you look down on this in polygamy, this in polygamous form of marriage. And secondly, this thing that you said that the world is moving away
Nobody look down on
from.
polygamous
Can I?
marriage,
Oh
please.
my God! Can
Yeah,
I
but I
finish
have to
one thought?
correct that now. You're putting out wrong information. I did
But
not.
she
Nobody
put
is
out
against
information I consider
polygamous
wrong. I let her
marriage.
finish.
No,
Okay.
no.
So
I will have to interject you when you say something because you can keep going and I'll lose that train of thought. No, nobody's
yeah.
condemning polygamous marriage. Please go ahead.
Okay. Are you for making it official?
It's already official. Nami go make am official. I said people can do whatever they want to do. If you want to you want to be a polygamous man by profession, it's okay. Find fellow professionals around the way. Go and look for a woman
Okay,
who
good.
also wants to be as polygamous as you are. Don't come and
Okay.
meet somebody minding her business with a teddy bear in the corner and then come and
Hmm.
impose it on her. It will not work.
I think that generally that's how it has always been anyway. Some women, even those days, probably don't like to be involved in, multiple multiple wife marriages. So, but in terms of what NS said that the world is rejecting polygamy, yeah, they may be rejecting polygamy, and they rejected this is having money price for it right now. The population of many of these countries is dwindling, and they guess what? If they were not regretting it, they wouldn't be reversing their policies. They changed the policies so that people can start having children right now, but it's too late. It's not happening. They will know what is going back to the way it was before anymore. Now their population are dwindling. China, nursery schools and primary schools are closing in China right now, and because their population is dwindling. And in the case of Singapore that we mentioned today, they have a birth rate of 1.1. What do you think is going to happen over time? We don't have to even be involved in a war. If you have a population on the other side of the world that is growing, sooner or later they are treat everything that they have, because wars are also fought with procreation and this in population movements. So this type of thing that we underestimate how we can control our destiny by just saying, oh, let's just copy them because that's what they are doing now. But that's not where you are now. That's where they are. They might decide tomorrow. They are even talking about creating this in a way for women to procreate in terms of using technology, so that they can grow their population using that instead of worrying about, because since when women don't care about having children anymore, they're doing it now. I don't even know whether that is even viable. But the fact that they are looking into that, it tells you how
That
desperate
you
they
make
are.
me think I'm in a sci-fi movie.
No, but it is true.
No,
That's
I
how
know
desperate
I've
they are. Check
seen
it
that,
online.
but the way you're so like futuristic and bringing it into present day, like almost
Yeah,
sci-fi, like, is what I'm saying.
I am forced to think that way because somebody has to. My fear is that our people don't necessarily, we subscribe too much to what other people prescribe, from our beauty standards
I,
to religion, to name it. We subscribe to everything other people prescribe for us, while
what
we
Which
are
is
no
not
was
your own
said
perfecting what is
perfect.
good
forefathers'
I
for
think we
us.
religion.
should
Are you
make
practicing your forefathers' religion?
Uh-uh. What do you take me for? What do you think I have this mask here? Do you see me having
forefathers.
cross on my this thing, on my this
So
thing?
what is the name of your religion so that you will say, okay, oh, this I am the son of my house, so I'm holding down the religion of my fathers. What's it
See,
called?
I don't practice religion, but I believe I believe in God. I'm a man of science.
I beg
So
you, they confuse you, and you don't
see, point
use
is
two
I'm
sides
not
of
a
your mouth. They
Christian.
talk.
I'm not
I'm not saying,
subscribing to
I'm not
another
asking you
man's
to be a
this thing.
Christian. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not a religious. See, some of us are not. Some of us don't. Some of us are not Christian. Some of us are not Muslim. Some of us don't believe in anything. So it's not about religion. Choose the side you want to be on. My point is this: be realistic about these points that you keep spewing every time. We have the population right now. The question is, what have we done with the population? Because let me tell you, we have a lot of trouble with our borders. Our mothers are being slaughtered every day. Babies are being snatched. They're selling them. Some people are buying in the Atlantic Ocean, trying to run away from their countries and all of that. The population we have right now, the mindset of the people has not changed because nobody is there to teach them anything, right? So how are you going to add population to where men they buy their wife up and down for inside house, any small thing, whoosh. You understand? They even they carry their children, they do anything. Look, let's call a spade until the structures are put in place, right? And we start to see things working. People are beginning to get the necessary education they need. We've not built our societies. We've labored for free for the Western world. We haven't done anything for our own ancestral home. So if your intention is okay, we need to add to population, it would have made sense if you have the structures in place. People, there are no starving children on the street because it was never like this in Nigeria. People did not starve. There was mango tree in a neighbor's house. There was guava tree. I used to live on the trees because at the wait when the mango ripe, now me they had their climb tree, go pluck the mango and the guava. Do you understand? None of that is happening. So until we put the necessary structures in place, and you are a polygamous man, and you want to marry 50 wives, there will be 50 women that you have to approach and say, polygamy or no, 50 times. If they agree, you people enter
Yeah.
one room and born many, many children. That way you know, okay, there are structures in place for my children. And remember, you also have to participate actively in the upbringing of that child, i.e., you have to sit under the mango tree, carry mats, let them all sit around you, and you tell the story of the hyena and the tortoise, and all the history that you have learned, plus the technology that you are learning, and how to be responsible citizens of the world, and how to have civic responsibility, how not to give over their powers to people to take advantage of them. You have to play an active role. So if you have 50 wives and you have 100 children, make sure you know their names. Make sure you take them on a vacation around the Nigeria and Ghana and everywhere.
And
Show
you're not
them,
having them at
and
80.
then save money. Develop words with their name. First name, 2 Nigeria, 1, 2, 3 to 50. For number 1, this is your
This is
this
not going to
thing.
get old.
Number 2, this is no, it's true.
To
Because
Nigeria
you
the
cannot.
first, to
See, I
Nigeria the
don't need to
second.
teach them all those things because the women will already know what to teach them.
There we
Because
Ah,
women
go.
pass down most of this
Atiko
knowledge.
Otishe, you will
You
not
see that?
leave
You
the
see that? You see what he's doing?
responsibility.
He's,
Wait. You will not leave the responsibility of 100 children with
no.
sometimes maybe not 2 women go there has or 3 women. You can't leave 100 children for 3 women.
My
Then you they wait for kwekus for night. You are on a long thing, my brother.
No. That's not what I'm saying. You see the way. What I'm saying is that you were talking about how to teach them about their heritage. The women are often best placed to do that because they are the ones that will tell
No.
their children.
You are best placed to
Oh
do
my
that
God.
because you
See.
have an ancestral religion that you
see,
practice. Who will teach them?
Oh,
Is
see,
it
the
hello.
not you
work
that will
has not
teach
even
them? You
started.
have to
They're
teach
already
them
You see,
about how to
can I
fight.
say word
You have to
now?
teach
Can I
them how
say
to
word?
fight people when they want to enter the border. They need to man the place.
Let me
Then you
tell
will
you, to
teach
Nigeria,
them
I have
how
a
to hunt. Are
profession
you
for
kidding me?
you.
You don't leave it to the. You are a better
Women
storyteller.
spend.
You tell your children.
To Nigeria,
See,
forefathers, I have a
go ahead.
profession you can do. This is called African sci-fi. Like I do
African
think that
sci-fi.
there's Yes, I think
Okay.
there's a potential for you in that space. Honestly.
Science, but this inactive word there is fiction, but I'm not necessarily very comfortable with fictitious discussion when I'm discussing
No,
my
but
people.
it
No,
helps shape people's minds now. Look at Contagion.
yeah, yeah.
Look at how their
Mm.
pandemic turned out. So if that's really your calling, maybe you can go there.
Then they ask you whether you be Ogboni.
Mm.
Gravitas whether you be Ogboni.
See, the thing is, you see, women spend more time with children by default. You
Why?
know, except we
That's
want to
not
fight
an excuse.
against.
Don't
That's
when
a
you say
choice
that,
now.
That is why I'm. That is my point. Women spend more time with children. They imprint a lot of things on children
No,
by the
no,
time they
no.
grow up, even
Tonight,
before
I'm
they
saying
turn into
that's a
men.
choice men make because they think they are not interested, which is not good for the child. Men have to be actively involved in a child's life. There's a role for the mother and a role for the father.
Especially in peace times. But when things needs to be done, somebody has to go out there and do the dirty work.
Please,
Point
not
is,
every time there's war.
you see, sometimes you people always act as if men should just be sitting at home and wiping napkins and doing the job that women are designed to do. Then the men, who is going to be at the
what do you
forefront?
Who
mean
Who is
told
going to
you
be
women
taking
design?
the
I
are
have a
stewards?
designed to
problem
do
with
it?
that
Who
word
told you
tonight.
See,
That here
women?
you go. What
why
is
you against it?
design?
You
What do you
see,
mean
Who told you
design?
women are
You say
designed
you
to
keep
do
saying
it?
that, oh, they are adopting foreign. Now you they adopt foreign now. Wetin be design?
why
Before
are you against
the
it?
wait now, before the
Why are
palm
you
color
against that
people
term?
came.
The term
Wait
is just a
now, wait
term.
before the now the borrowed now the foreign this thing when you say me people not now you they use before the palm color people come your papa land, your ancestral home. Your fathers,
Mm,
there were fathers that were taking care of their children. Do you know that? Why
Mm-hmm.
you they talk as if
mm.
this thing now, oh,
And Queen
these are
Amina of
roles for
Zaria
men,
led
these are roles.
armies.
There's nothing like that. Do you understand that
What?
when you grew
There's
up in
nothing
a
like that.
home?
You just say that.
Wait
There's nothing
now,
like that.
wait. There's nothing like, let me tell you something. There's nothing like every man decides how they want to, and depending on your partner, how you want to run your home. No one home is the same. So it's not as if you just multiplied home, all the men were just doing one thing, all the men. It doesn't work like that. You find a woman or you meet somebody who is willing to be with you. Oh, I don't know the woman when one day, but okay, there are women like that. If be there with you, when I go sit down, I go talk, when I go say, come now, like this we want to do, and like this we want to do. You want to tell me now you have a wife at home, she's gone to work since you come back, you sit down they wait for her make e come give you food make you chop and you go chop am, you go chop
Yeah,
the food true two of una go work on top say they design the work for her. You born children, you know, you never change their diaper one day, you never follow them go school go see as they say they do for school whether they are all right, whether everything is taken care of. You know they involved in their education, you know they involved in their in ensuring that you imbibe the right values in them. No brother,
no. I'm
you
not saying you shouldn't be present. I'm saying that, but men are generally outward looking, and while women are look because men have to fan out to protect the next generation. They have to fan out to do work. Sometimes go hunting, go take some risks, do some food and build houses and all those sort of things. Some of the dirtiest jobs, men do them. That is why many of them don't make it to even procreating at all. So though that's it. So you see, sometimes I feel like women don't understand the full nature of a man's role before now. They think like men are just marrying and marrying and marrying. It's the ones that survive it that do that. The other ones, either they become losers of society or they die. That is what happens to them. Exile, whatever floats their boat. The point I'm making is that we have our roles and we are hardwired to these roles. If we keep fighting against it, we are not um,
But
moving
fighting
in
against what?
alignment.
There's a role for a man in a child's life, even if it's to take out there is. I don't understand your point. Are you saying
No,
that there's no role for a man in children's lives?
of course
Because
there is. Of course there
what
is.
you think is
It's
true.
exceedingly. I think what I'm trying to say is that let's say 70% the women, 30% the men. You know, there is a sliding scale there, depending on the lifestyles of both of the couples, or multiple people involved. It depends on their lives. It's a sliding scale, but generally,
I
if we are
think the
talking about
mistake you're
monogamous
making too,
relationships.
Niger, is that you take
Mhm.
this concept of, because what a lot of men do is that they try to, they see the a particular kind of man who is very wealthy, who is a hustler, does everything, and they try to import their lifestyle into every average household that doesn't work like that. The reality of the fact is that most households are two income households. And for example, in Nigeria, I can tell you for a fact, women control finances in most of the households in Nigeria. Then you're now coming here to tell me that a man should have no role in the child's life. They are going about hustling, a hustling that, or, that does not produce anything. So do you
The,
see what I'm saying? Like,
I
that
didn't
can be
say a
working.
man should not have numbers, just to be clear. I gave a number, so I expect that you will be able to get that. That's why I actually gave the
No,
number.
wait. Remember, we're
30,
talking about
70%
Nigeria.
in most
Remember, we're
cases.
talking about Nigeria because this is something I've studied. Women are primarily a lot of, okay, let me reword. In low income communities where women are mostly traders, they are primarily the breadwinners of their families. What
Yep.
happens is that their husband beats them, take that money from them, and do their own thing with them. So at some point, they don't even tell, they hide the money from the men. Okay? So do you see where I'm going here? Then
I don't know
even
that
if
to be the case. While growing up, I never. It's not that many. The way you're making it sound that women are the
That it was
breadwinners
many to
in
Nigeria. It
African
was many.
homes.
no, I think what
Yes.
happens is most
They
women
provide a
cover
massive
their
Yes, but
share
they
of
didn't make it
the
obvious.
resources
The
for the
women did not
homes.
make it obvious. Women did
Yes,
not.
most
They did not make
women
it
try to
obvious.
cover
They will
the.
give the money to their husbands to spend, so it looks
Uh-uh.
like it's the man. Yep.
That is a lot of backflipping that I'm hearing there. I've
No,
seen
It's
a
it's
lot
not
a
of.
fact.
backflipping.
So
It's a fact
all
to
those
Nigeria.
soldiers, their women are catering for them. All these politicians that we
Some of
see, their
them, we
women are
didn't say
catering for
all
them.
though. We didn't say, you are now twisting it. Now you
Professors
can't dey
that
flip
we
back
know, their
now.
women are catering.
Yes,
No,
there were
because you
people
are
that were
saying
taking
most
care of
of them.
professors. Yes, there were women who even trained their husband for school. Yes, yes.
Uh-uh.
I know
And
people
yet
like that
people say, yet
personally.
at the same time, you
Yes, yes,
at
yes,
the same
they
time, you
did.
all say that men discriminate against women in workplaces and promote only themselves. They are
That's
the
true
ones
too.
making all the big
Because
money.
they have
At the
the
same time, they
power
are also relying on the
structure.
women. Both
Oh
can be
God.
true.
Yes.
If men are
Yeah,
making all
they
the
Both of
too
the
money,
come and
power
they
work
can
at the
also
same
rely
structure.
on
time.
the
It's
women.
true. They are both true. Mm.
Oh my god, man, that was funny. You actually said they can earn more money and still rely on the women at the same time. No,
Absolutely.
that
Because
both can be
there were
true. That
people
both
that
can
were
be
professors at the time, in UI, for instance. I knew 4 different professors. Their wives were business tycoons. Their wives were the ones that put them through school. They even talk about it. Come on. We knew these people
yeah,
growing
but
up.
most
So when you
professors are not
say
like
this
that.
kind of thing, now the women did not make it obvious. That's the
That's
difference.
that's what I'm trying to
The
explain.
women will pass the money
Oh my
before they
god.
step out of the house. Oh my God, but it existed. When the women want, before they leave the house, they will go to their husbands and say, okay, we're going here. They will give the money, even school fees, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
buying food for the house. They will make it seem as though it was the man that gave them the money. You know how many secrets women cover for men? This is why sometimes when I look
Okay,
at this whole
let
thing
me give
that's
you the data
happening,
then. Let me
I'm
give you
like,
the data.
wait a minute. Where is the,
Mm.
the mindset of, okay, you know what, these women have really stood up for us. Let's also try to support them and understand where they're coming from, you know? So, I mean, we need to be wrapping up this conversation because tonight I headache. You know, so your conversation is
Okay,
always giving me headache.
let me give you another number. Now people keep saying I give number because the reason why I give numbers so that it doesn't look like it's just my opinion.
They say the number
The
wey you
number
dey give
indicates that
no dey correct. Not be say they say you dey give, they
but
say your number no dey correct.
it's actually accurate. It's not mine. That's the problem. That's why I don't like to make it my opinion. The number indicates that 70%, let me go precisely, 71% of men earn more than that is not accurate that our women are
In
sustaining
which
the men.
country is that? Sorry, to Nigeria.
In Nigeria,
No,
in
that's not
Nigeria.
true. Okay, maybe
Another lie.
Okay, it's not true.
that's not
It's
true.
not
To
true.
Naija, all
Okay,
dis your statistics wey you dey
you
collect
can
am
dispute the
na for
data,
your
but it's not a
backyard.
fact. It's not my data. It's them that made the data. I can blame them. If they put it the other way, I
No,
will tell
wait.
you the truth
Can
of
I
what I
even
saw. I'll
just
say I'm
disprove it
wrong.
for you in a very simple way? Most
Yeah.
of petty traders that sell provision, pepper, all these things, they are women. Ask what
Mm.
their husbands do. Maybe their husbands would typically be working in a civil service somewhere, or something like maybe like entry level civil. And how much do they, what is minimum wage in Nigeria? And then you find out that those pepper sellers turn over more profits than those men easily. Like, so this is something I've studied as part of like women's financial inclusion. So I'm not saying I didn't pull out, like, this is data that I know.
Okay.
Women run these households, they just cover it up
Oh man,
just to give the
I don't think
men
that
more
is
power.
accurate. The statisticians take all these things into account. They don't necessarily just discount, women that are selling stuff on the road. Men do sell stuff on the road too. I'm not sure we should just put it only on the women like that. We do sell stuff on the road. All these people that hawk all kinds of stuff on the road. So the data is clear, and this is global. This
Where
is
do
not
No
you
be
even
use
source
only
your
dis
Nigeria.
source,
data
please
abeg, I no
tell us
believe
your
dat your
source.
data, make we just leave am to Naija. Your final thought, Ernest, please let to Naija give us final thought, make e dey go abeg, headache don dey worry me.
Okay,
I no even think say I go survive and reach like dis. Oya
I,
o, to
I,
Naija.
I, I see. I really do sympathize with some of the effects of and the fact that we subscribe to some, modern ideas. But we all, when we do these things, we have to take our societies into account because we are Africans and we have a unique history and a unique context that we have to take into account when we start, judging our societies based on what Western people and give to us or propose to us. Because from what the pattern I see is that we accept but we don't even accept the good ones like their security nature and their technology and driven society. We don't accept, we take all the worst ones from them and we'll fight for it. You heard how Jude was spending most of his time quoting Bible and all the stuff here. I am not particularly welded to polygamy, but I really find it problematic when some people are happy to some people. I'm not naming anybody here are happy with this in gay marriage, trans marriage, and all kinds of just name it. But they frown at polygamy kind of stigmatization that has come
Why
from
do
the
you
West.
keep pulling the others in? Why don't you just stick to what you want to talk about and stop dragging other people into your conversation? Well,
So,
that's
so,
not
so,
what we're
so
talking
because of
about.
stigmatization,
Let's keep it
because of
separate.
stigmatization from the West, yeah, I'm trying to do that. Because of stigmatization from the West, we frown at our own things. It's similar to how we frown at our own religions because the Western people told us to that our is not good, theirs
Speak
is the
for
best.
yourself because you
So,
cannot generalize and say people frown at their. You
so
don't know how people are
generally,
practicing their
that's why we
own.
have almost 90% of Nigeria is either Islam or this thing. Basically, of this in the Abrahamic religion. So my point is that we have to make it our own, and if it involves growing our population is not against development. I don't think we should tie. They are not linked because we as a people are we don't have population problem. We have development, security, and this is accountability problems, transparency problem. That is what we need to focus on instead of we say because we are poor, that's why we shouldn't have children. That is not the reason. That's not the reason. Our problem is different. All we are seeing because other people tell us that it's because you're having children, that's why you are poor. We buy it. Why should we buy that? So that is my argument. Thank you.
Okay, Shego. NS, please make my headache go away. Thank you very much.
Oh, I don't have much to say. I think even our audience is tired though. So, but what I'll say too, Niger, I've sent you a link with some data that we know the source, not like your own. Please study. Maybe we can wrap up this conversation if Omoya allows us, and then you come back
Laye, this is the last one.
exactly.
Hey,
But my
not be me and
point
two
is
Naija.
that
Two Naija, please super chat before you leave us.
I'm
exactly
gonna send my own
Make make
my
up
data
for
link
all my
so that you see my two.
oh,
my point is that
When I was
that
super
your
sad,
data,
you
I don't know where
know,
you got it from, but I've showed you where I got my own. I have my own data.
I've given mine to you too. I've shared mine so that you can see. The name
Please,
is
what are these people?
datasite.com.
Data fight. These people. That's
I mean, data
that's
fight.
just
You
Khadija
see,
Stalin.
they two are fighting. They call it data fight.
So
You
you
know,
see,
we
Mary,
are-
see, you see, two Naija, they say send us super chat for our pain and suffering. Since you are the 71%, who earn more
oh,
than us? I beg, thank you, Baba, for the girls.
oh my god. that, me when I have money, I will send more money. Okay, I'm not one of those statistics. Although okay, fine, let's not go there. Point is that when it comes to earnings, the data is clear. That's where I'm going to leave that one.
No, now this is earnings from people employed, so that's formal sector. So already that tells me it's skewed too. It doesn't. Just read the data I sent you. At least I know the people that put
Okay,
together this one. So just read the
okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it.
fact still
Mhm.
remains. And to end my point, I just want to close by saying that historically people have moved from polygamy because it does not work, and it has not. If you are, even if your point is to grow population, which I don't think is our problem now, polygamy as a tool for it doesn't do much. And I think we can learn from history. If we repeat the same mistake, then I guess we're stupid people. That's my closing remark.
Thank you very, very much, Ernest. That's very true. I hope that True Niger and the likes of True Niger will hear this, because personally, everything that he just said, it's not going to hold any water, because we're all evolving, whether we like it or not. If you like, call our modernization. Now you sabi.
Oh, that
If
is
you
a
are not,
Netherlands university,
wait
isn't it?
now, wait,
It's a
see.
foreign university telling
True
us our
Niger,
women are making more money than the
True
men. Good.
Naija, I'm ending the
All right.
show, so I have to have my final thought. Abi, you don't talk tire, my ear don't full. Oh yeah, listen to my own too. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, all this one we dey talk, if you don't evolve, the problem is that a lot of Nigerian men do not want to evolve. That's just the problem. They want to remain in that 15th century, 14th century, 10th century mindset, where the women have rules. You may have specific rules, man have specific rule. Nobody, you don't want to improve on yourself, nothing. You want to do what you want to do. It's okay. Continue like that. Where you have other people from other men from other places are building their society, securing the future of their children and their children's children. In fact, the ones that they will born like 6 generation coming, they're already covered. Our men are busy thinking about kwekus and how many they can dominate and keep and have multiple children that will end up, if we don't take care of it right now, serving these same people. Nobody thinks about that. It's so easy for us to say, oh yeah, population stands for the one you get now. How are you securing them? How have you helped them to be better for themselves and for their own communities and for the country? How? We can't keep doing this. Again, like I said from the beginning, you can live your life however way you want. You can marry multiple women if you want, but find somebody who is a match, who wants to go in the direction you're going. Don't come and use your own reggae to spoil somebody else's blues. If you're monogamous, look for a monogamous partner. Don't just wake up overnight and say, I remember, I think I want to be polygamous. It doesn't work like that, because nowadays women are not putting up with it anymore. Nigerians, a lot of people grew up in very traumatic homes, and they have told themselves they're not going to do it again. They're not going to put up with what their mothers, their grandmothers put up with. So if you are still sleeping and thinking, we have to do this, and you have not evolved to the point to understand the type of woman that you're dealing with in this day and time, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be holding your pillow for a very long time.
Yes,
With that,
and guess what? Marriage benefits men more than women.
more than women. Thank you very much. When you say it, the men will come out and be shouting, Allah is true. Everybody, they evolve, whether you like them or not.
What?
Everything is
Marriage
evolving.
benefits men more than women? Are you serious?
Yes. Go and do research on that.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that
do
is a scary
research.
statement to make. That
Yeah,
is
it's not
extremely an
scary. It's a
explosive thing.
fact. You don't want to
Why?
hear
Why
it
would you
because you're a
say that?
man. You're a man, so
You
you're
see,
going to see it that way. I
because
have to end.
men
I
have
have
done
to
their job
end.
so well that you
All right.
have
Well, my people,
the
thank you
privilege of
very
saying such
much
things.
for the.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much. I'm removing you to Nigeria since you know me hear word. I'm removing you. Be chatting in the background. So, to Nigeria, you know you're my brother, so you know how it goes. So nothing spoil, nothing personal. We need to get it right for our societies. We need to make sure that we lay the correct foundation. There's no need having multiple children when you know you cannot take care of them. There's no structure in place, nothing. People will literally leave this earth and leave their children and their families impoverished. If they don't leave anything for them, or even if they leave the little, say, extended family will come and take it all. We cannot continue to have that. Please, let's use our brains. Like I said, you want to marry multiple women, go and do it, but find who wants to do it with you. If you want to be monogamous, stay your lane and find somebody. As long as you have peace with whatever it is that you're doing. I beg. Me no go discuss this topic again. I beg. Ma just talk am. Ernest, thank you so much. I appreciate you staying with me. I beg. Now you can't save me from a two Niger hand. You dey
And
counteract
funny
am.
enough, it's to Nigeria that invited us.
He invited you.
Yes, that's what we're
From
telling
where?
you.
From where? To Niger, what are you waiting for? Go now. See me see trouble. I put you for back. You still dead there.
Wrong with you? I was trying to digest the information the NS gave me. He didn't say that they were majority
I beg.
taking care of Nigerian
They
homes.
go. They
Let's
go. Bye bye. See you. Ernest. Let's.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
to
Go
Nigeria
ahead.
that invited us from on our politics. You see how we all came together.
Oh, so you came. Oh yeah. Is that obvious channel?
Mm-hmm.
On upon it now, Ovie be that now. I have to subscribe to Ovie and come and look for his trouble. Has he become obedient? I was asking him, he didn't get a chance to answer. I can't believe it. He had a
Almost. He's
picture of
almost
Obi.
there. Almost there.
Okay. I will come and visit him one of these days. I'll come and scatter that panel for him. Thank you so much, Ernest. I really appreciate your take on this matter. I like the angle that you came from and your studies and all of that. So if you don't mind me asking, what are you studying? Because I hear you saying you've been looking at different statistics and all of that.
I'm not studying anything. I'm just curious. And well,
okay.
I also studied public policy. So because of that, I tend to look at different kinds of data. And also working as a consultant, so I've just looked at different types of data for different reasons. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Amen. That's really, please come back again. I really loved the angle you came from, the informed angle you came from. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Please come back again. Ernest, I'll be looking out for you next time. So where Ernest? Where Ernest, my sharp sister with the data? Where is she? Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Everybody.
You.
Yeah. Everybody. Maria, thank you so much. Good night. Romari, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I need it. Oh my God. I need it.
Good night.
Good night. After this two Ninjas thing, I have to. Hey, Lord have mercy. I have to subscribe to you. I just subscribe now, Romari. I beg, download those videos you say you want. Okay, you already have some setup. Okay, I'm gonna watch it tonight before I go. But I want to thank all of you. Thank you to Brother Paul. Brother Paul had to get off. I'm sure he was busy. Thank you, Brother Paul, for coming. No, now can't save me for two Niger hand. Oh. You and what's it you call her? Even Ovie, yeah. A shock. Ovie take was very good too. Ovie, thank you very much. Thanks to Natu, the host with the most. Thank you so much for stopping by. Madam Echo, I know say Madam Echo don't sleep. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys on my next one. If you're catching this on replay, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I like to read the comments. And if you have something you want us to discuss that's, you feel like it's a necessary conversation that we need to address, please send me an email and I'll be happy to do a live on it. So until next time, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Let's get our village community to 2,000. Eshe go. Good night to you all. I love you. Happy new month. I hope this month brings us very great things and maybe a month of peace, love, prosperity, everything you desire. I pray that it is what is delivered to you. All right, guys. Good night. Love you all. Bye.